around and got locked up. My nigga, truce. My nigga, I'm locked up. Fucked around and got locked up. Come on, get in here. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. Tyson Douglas, Chris Pryor, One Outlaws, what up? Maxwell Vicko, Truce got me again. Goddamn, Truce, how much is that? Truce? OG King, what up? Dwayne Hulan, Precognition, what up? Rich Mo. Check your time zone, we ahead of you. I hear you, fam. I hear you. That's a bar too. Yeah, that's a quote from me, I already know. Grain Drops, Philip Luce, L. Odom, Tyson Douglas, into Canada. Balls deep. That's the first time I ever said it. I usually just say deep. Ryan, Robert, Anthony, King Caesar, Twinkie Winky. Okay, that's new. Guillermo, Rivero, salute. Salute, bro. Salute. Hit Hard Lou in the building. Roxanne, how you doing, baby? Solar City, CME, HMI, Johnny Tang, Tay Smith, Luciana, Rodney, Major Ant in the building. What's good, bro? Sly, where my cash at? Wait a minute. You didn't get it? Who did I cash at, fam? He's pulling fast ones now. What's going on? Shakur Winfield. Yo, Sly, DM me in the Twitter, bro. I gotta check something. I paid somebody, son. DM me in the Twitter. Y'all already know the deal. You come up in here, hit the like, share the video to whatever social media you frequent, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Come back to the chat. Kissif Butler, Lacey Vite. I was going through some of your joints today. What up? Hollywood in the building. Ross Clark, where I said. SJ, Big Lil Boy, Craig W, Misa Preston. We're going to listen to that. Oh, no, we're going to get the bars from them. How about that? We're going to get the bars from them, my friend. Timestamp, salute, bro. Distant Hollow, salute from the Bronx. When are we going to hear your send shots? Next week? Next week. I think next week is would be accurate. Jay Showtime. Oh yeah, we got to talk about that too. I might have to call him up. Let me make sure this phone is charged. I might have to call him up. We definitely got to talk about that. Let me plug this up. Phone line number 2. I'm locked up. You know what it is. Read between the lines. You got to read between the lines. This is a show where we, the community, come together and we talk about current events. We break down battle bars. And we have a great time. This is where it happens. Follow the innovators, not the imitators. You heard? Read between the lines. You gotta Shout out to everybody putting out content. Follow the innovators, not the imitators. Yes. It's so hard out here having good ideas. It is so hard. The logo will be up soon. Like I said, man, I'm going to make some adjustments. By the time y'all get new episodes of Mio in the shop, this whole thing is going to be different. This whole setup, everything is going to be different. I'm going to implement some other things that can't be copied so easily. You know what I'm saying? Got to get it right. Got to get it right, man. They're keeping me on my toes out there. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Listen, bro, this has been going on for years. This has been going on for years, but we're not even going to get into that because tonight we're going to have a bar session. Let me play some music. I got a brother that's going to pop up. We're going to talk some shit. We're going to talk some shit that needs to be talked. Let me play something. Let's go with this Ride With Me track. Nah. Let's go with Everything on Black. Notifications tripping, right? It's okay. They're going to get right. It's going to get right. Get your drinks. Get your smoke together. Whatever you got on deck. I want to know what you're smoking. I want to know what you're drinking. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what the program is. I'm looking from above right now. Yeah, I mean, there's some new stuff out here called Gary Payton. Y'all heard of that GP, the Gary Payton? Yes, no, yes, no. I'm chilling, bro. I'm in a great mood. No, this. Okay. Hennessy Pure White, One Outlaws. That should be hitting. I'll tell you one thing, though. If you go out of town, like I went to DR, I drank so much of that shit, I became immune to it for a little while. Like, I don't know what it was. I became immune just for a little while. Locked up. My nigga, I'm locked up. I don't know why I've been singing that shit all day. Fucked around and got locked up. Who that? Being Yuki, salute. Y'all know the deal, man. When you get up in here, hit the like button, share the video to whatever social media you frequent, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, and all that, you know what I mean? If this is your first time here, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we going live, because you just joined the family, you heard? You just joined the family. Precog, Big State Sense of Love and want to hear more money. Really? I'm not mad at that. I'm actually in the mood for that. I'm actually in the mood for that. This song was actually supposed to be like I Used to Love Her, where I kind of resemble like hip hop and things that I was chasing as a female. Let's go to that. Math High for more money. I got some brothers that's gonna pop in tonight and give us a little insight on some bitters. Sour on a wine cooler. What kind of wine cooler, Danny King? Yancey, Math, what hand you roll up with? Why you asking me that, man? That sound like that casino question, man. Like I'm about to get hit with the hammer on my shit or something, man. What do you mean what hand I roll? I roll up with both, bro. What you talk about? Boy Scout cookies? Okay. Boy Scout cookies. I never heard of Boy Scout cookies. I heard of Girl Scout, but I never heard of Boy Scout cookies. Ron Perry, first time I'm able to catch you live. Wait, let me go like and share, come back. Salute, Ron Perry, salute for that. Ron Perry said he's going to like, share, come right back. All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. That GP's fire? I'm going to find out. Kissif Butler said that Gary Payton is fire. I'm going to find out. I'm going to get a little bit of that tomorrow. I might get some tonight. If I don't stay on too long, I'm going to get some tonight. Tonight. Let me just put this right here. Let's play this More Money. Give everybody time to roll up. Get your drinks ready. Of course, we're going to do a traditional toast before we start. And then I'm going to make some calls, all right? Bow. Let's get it. I'm the coke in the cane, pro in the pain. Broke up your brain. Exposed to the vein. Now let's coast, it's a vote for the change. She spoke and became one or two options to go or remain. Woman in my life, but a whole other main. Either way, I'm closing the drain. It's a metaphor, never chose to explain. Did I make a record with hoes in the team? When I say hoes, do you know that's your name? You won't let go of the dough and the fame. Dang, I see what I gotta do too. Keep you checking on my Facebook and YouTube. Nothing new, man, the same shit these dudes do. Get money, fuck bitches like usual. Flow easy, but will math follow Luxism? It's all on the way. The next time on Dragon Ball Z. Truth the poet. Los Def had a motives today. Yeah, definitely. Crazy. Social Assassin was good, sir. Was good, was good. More money, more money, more money. More money, more money, more money. More money, more money. I'm the killer, real and the realest. They want to give a deal to a dealer. Shorty want cream, this is scheme, I can fill you. I'ma fill you real with vanilla. Whoa, on the blocks that I sold. I can say I never sold my soul. I know my goals, I show I've grown. Sacrifice time that I owe my home to mold my throne, blown. Reminiscing on the roads I've gone. It up easy like a whole eye bone. All the sorrow and the woes I've known. You can never borrow for the flows you clone. Stick bitch and turn six spitter. But this bitch won't love me till I quit Willa. That's why I go home to bullshit and quick dinners. She only feel me when my dick hit her. Damn. Geechee's running. I think Geechee's running at this point. Calico been on that. The Loaded Lux Lovers are back. Okay, great. Is it up on YouTube? Classic. Don't ask me, ask the DJ. Ask the DJs, brother. That's one of my favorites. Math out for more money off that ACMD 3. That's one of my favorites. It's a vibe. That's a vibe. All right, let's see. Something else I want to play. Something else. Let's go with this, man. It just seems like every time I smoke, I like listening to this shit. So let's go. Y'all know this? Guess the name. Sure you heard it already. I be chillin' in the cut, feeling fresh as fuck. Got the frontal blowing up, now we feeling stuck. You know the motto, homie, fuck her feelings. You know we chasing millions. I be in the cut. Now we feeling stuck. You know the motto, homie, fuck her feelings. Popping all night like dynamite. Bow! 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 How's everybody's day, man? Everybody had a good one today? It was sunny. A lot of people outside. Roxanne, you all ready? If I wasn't making hits, I'd do movies in the hills. You can hit the red carpet on Netflix and chill. Shorty call me Fresh Prince. You know that pussy need a will, I make you come fast as a fire truck. Break it down and then light her up. Watch it then, she winding up. Lay it down, we twining up. Nigga low, we go higher up. Pipe it down, she light her up. No U-turn, happy birthday, bro! I tie her up. She said I'm like a drug. Happy birthday to No U-Turn. May God bless you with many more, each better than the last, so you already know. You got to turn up. Every year. Can you be a freak for me tonight? Be a freak for me tonight. Has Yizzy said I got to play zone. I don't know, bro. Be a freak for me. Relationship goals, racing race on the highway. Lighting up loud, a hot tub up inside, eh? Every time I'm with you, girl, it feel like a Friday. Please don't try to control me, cause you love to do it my way. I ain't like the average who deny their status. Out here trying to hide a marriage, I just want the carriage. I'm on a paper trip, so we could take a trip. Don't tell me that you love me broke, cause that's some hater shit. Girl, you know my pedigree. I don't hate to feel jealousy for a better you and a better me. I better be where that cheddar be. I know you wanna come flex with me. I know you know that I'm destiny, cause every time you touch yourself, I bet it's me in your memory. These front and flashy niggas make no fucking sense. All them Gucci belts you wear but can't keep up the rent. My baby need that princess cut. Let's get these millions up. So when I'm chillin', you be chillin', you be chillin'. I be chillin' in the cut. Feeling fresh as fuck. I got the frontal blowing up. Now we feeling stuck. You know the motto, homie, fuck her feelings. You know we chasing millions. I be in the cut. Feeling fresh as fuck. We got the frontal blowing up. Now we feeling stuck. You know the motto. Couple of y'all on the soundtrack, I hear you, bro. Send them to me. And like I said, I'm looking for interns. I'm looking for people gonna work with the brand. Quarantine Productions. Mio's under Quarantine Productions. Read Between the Lines under Quarantine Productions. Couple other projects I got going will be under Quarantine Productions. So if you're interested in being part of it, being part of this growing situation that we got going on, send your resume or your letter of interest to my expert opinion podcast at gmail.com. A lot of new developments in the works. I love the fact that there's so many different people doing a lot of things right now. It makes me feel like, okay, what can I do that nobody else can do right now? Who that? Hardcore Flavor. Who you felt won between B-Dot versus the Saga? I will make my decision tonight, bro. I will make my decision tonight. Right after this toast, We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. In the meantime, though, I want to know who y'all felt like won so far. Who you guys feel like took that battle? Or is it even a battle that you want to give somebody a win? Or do you feel like, yo, we all won? Like, fuck that. This shit was just too crazy. I can't call it. Mental Mansion. Keep this up, bro. Definitely. Definitely. Like I said, after we start my expert opinion, again, after we back in the shop, I'm going to pick a couple days to continue doing read between the lines. And there's going to be a couple upgrades. Just stuff that can't be easily copied. You feel me? You feel me? Let's see how far we can take this. Which is why I say, every time you get up in here, it's 321 of y'all in here right now. Please, take your time if you haven't yet. Hit the like button. If this is your first time, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. But you X out the chat, hit the like button, share the video, and come back. We need these numbers, bro. We need these numbers. I know y'all love the show. Show love and just give us that confirmation. Give us that confirmation that we doing something right. That's all I ask. Give us that confirmation that we doing something right. Okay? Hit the like button, share the video, come right back to the chat. Fucked around and got locked up. I'm locked up. I don't know why. That shit was in my head all day. Locked up. Fucked around and got locked up. Yo, when I first heard that song, I said it was fire, but I didn't know what the fuck Akon looked like. I could not tell at all by his voice what he looked like. I got locked up. Fucked around and got locked up. No. I can't fucking sing. All right, let's get this toast going. To God, Jesus, Allah, whatever name you want to call him, the universe, the life force that powers us all, we are thankful to be here another day, to have experienced another day. I know there were so many jewels throughout the day. Hopefully our eyes were open to catch them, because every day is a learning experience. And here we are again. Read between the lines. I'm glad everybody's still here. Seeing your names lets me know you got through this day safely and our prayers been answered. Bless up. Thank you for this life, this love, and this communion every night at 10 o'clock. Salute. Toast. Woo! Repo Man. We're going to have to talk about that for sure. Classic. Math. Where do we send our tracks? I have a couple. I'm going to make a separate music email for that. But for anybody who wants to promote, definitely hit My Expert Opinion Podcast or hit me in the DMs and let's talk about it. I took a super gulp. I might be hit already. Fam. Might be hit. Marco A. Cerna. Yo, Mav. Shout out from Northern Cali. Salute, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. Northern Cali in the building. Speaking of Northern Cali, let's get right to it, man. Let's get right to it. The other night we had Head Ice come on. That was real interesting. For everybody that was here when Head Ice came on, we thought we understood. We understood. We wasn't even close. We missed a whole lot of shit. Pause. I Truce, you got me. Yeah, Super Gulp. Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Pause. Hijacking. Yeah, the hijacking was like, it was self-explanatory. Randall, how was these things? Shout out to Ice, man. He's a special guy. He's a special guy, and he's seen cats. And he admitted that he saw cats. I did not see that coming, son. I did not see that coming. Southern Cali in the building too. Salute, bro. Oh man. Yo, bro. Okay, so we had Ice. We were going through his send shots. We was breaking down the bars. We kind of got stuck on a couple places. So I decided to call him up. Called him up. He went through the whole round, and we found out we weren't even close to understanding what Ice was talking about. Like, we didn't even have a clue of the little private shots he was sending. He said some real... Ice crossed the line a couple times in that verse. He definitely crossed the line a couple times in that verse. It was crazy. So look, this is what I'm going to do tonight. Yup, I'm going back to the home jack. Going back to the home jack, son. You know what I mean? Just move this over a little bit. Peace.
What's up, Robert?
What's good? B-Dot in the motherfucking building, nigga. Clap it up. Clap it up. Woo! Woo! Dot. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm just over here, being a father. You might hear my children in the background. It's kind of loud.
It's all good, man. That's a blessing. That's a beautiful thing, man. That is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
How many you got?
I got two. I got a 4-year-old, well, soon to be 5-year-old son, and then I got a 3-year-old daughter.
Wow, back to back.
Yeah, they got them out the way. I'm done.
You said I'm done. You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive, homie.
You sure? You know, there's records out here to be beaten, bro. Like,
I'm straight, dog. I promise.
yo, I'm just saying, man. You know, Danny gonna have like.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't trying to be on Danny numbers. I'm straight.
Look, when Danny is 65, 70, Christmases are gonna be so lit for him. It's
It's gonna be set. It's gonna be set. We're gonna try to clear it up. It's gonna be set.
facts. Shout out to my man B-Dot. Listen, this situation that happened between you and Saga, they calling you Rooftop Dot.
Right.
How do you feel about that term?
Loving it, man. I'm loving it. I mean, for me, that's the most comfortable space for me to be in within the culture, man. It's an opportunity for me to display my true skill set, which, in my opinion, is just a pure rapping ability that I don't really think is matched. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm running with it. I'm loving it.
Okay. So you prefer the rooftop to the stage?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. In fact, I don't see any point in me ever rapping on a big stage ever again. It's like there ain't really no point at this point, you know. Unless it's a money grab, you know what I'm saying. Other than that, I'm good.
Wow. So no more big stages.
Nah, bro, I'm good. I don't not. My style is not for the big stage, and my content is not for the big stage. You know, my content is something you got to really sit down and really try to grasp. And you know, the big stage is for the electric moments and performances and stuff like that. And I'm just not that type of MC. You know what I mean? So I'd rather stay where I'm best at, you know, and that's on that rooftop or any small room, no crowd type of environment.
Okay. Well, damn,
Yeah.
bro, you sure you're not gonna miss that crowd? Like,
I hate crowds, bro. Hell no. Fuck the crowds. I'm good, man. I'm really good on crowds, man. I mean, I think my best experience with a crowd was
traffic.
the traffic joint, right. When I battled Emerson Kennedy, that was probably my best experience with a crowd. Other than that, me rapping in front of crowds hasn't really went too well. Not that I ever got booed or dissed like that, but just like I feel like I've been rapping the same my whole career, and it's just like just now I'm getting my flowers. But I mean, I've been this dope, So it's like I think it's just about really taking in my work and really listening to what I'm saying, and without the crowd, man, that's really where I peak at.
Wow. Imagine that though. Is it possible that the rooftop is really just gonna become its own thing?
I believe so. I believe even after the pandemic is over and we get back to big events and, regular socializing and all that, I still believe that the rooftop is still going to be a spot, to really test your pen and test your rapping ability. And I think it'll still thrive, I'm going to still be up there waiting on niggas, so, you feel me? So, I think it'll still be there for sure.
Okay. Now a lot of people are saying after this match, and I gotta say, battle rap fans do tend to kind of like, they get really excited when somebody delivers a classic, whether it be their first, their second, their third, no matter what number it is. There's like a list of suggestions that come after that is like you automatically just top tier. How do you feel? Do you feel like you're top tier?
I don't really know what it means, I mean, if top tier means, if we just talking about skill set and ability, then absolutely, I would say I've been top tier since day one. If top tier means like accolades and notoriety and like fan base,
right?
If it's that, then I would say no. I mean, I got a real like niche fan base. I don't really got like a huge battle rap following per se. So. Depending upon the criteria, if that's what it is, I would say no. But if it's just skill set, just rapping ability and bar for bar, I would say, yeah, shit, I've been top tier since day one, if that's the case.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I researched a lot of your battles from the LA battlegrounds. Moving, I think, what was the, was it A-Hat? Did you battle on A-Hat?
I did one joint on A-Hat. Yeah, I did one joint on A-Hat, and then I did like 3 or 4 on LA Battlegrounds, I believe.
Yeah, the LA Battlegrounds. Yeah. What I noticed was a lot of the guys that you smoked, I never saw again.
Oh yeah, I finished them. Nah, but I mean, a lot of them dudes, when you coming through the ranks, you know how this go, man. You a vet, you a legend, so like when you coming through the ranks of battle rap. You gotta really, I gave you something, baby. You gotta really be dedicated to this shit, man. You gotta really live, eat, sleep, battle rap. And a lot of the dudes wasn't really cut like that, So they just kind of fell off after that. So, so it is what it is.
Well, I gotta say, if anybody was to ask me, yo, is B-Dot top tier? My response would be, he's been top tier. Your performances, your bars. I mean, I get what people are saying about this whole. How do you feel about the Loaded Lux comparisons?
At this point, what's the matter, baby? What's the matter? I told you I was gonna start wilding.
We getting beat out on daddy duty. That's what's up.
The Loaded Lux comparison. I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like, it's just like it's finding something negative to say about me. You know what I mean? At this point, because it's like, what else could you really say? You know what I'm saying? Right. I think early on it was very warranted, and I even admit to that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think you can see, if you watch some of my early battles, you can really see it there. But I think I kind of grown into my own, you know what I mean? And I got my own presence and my own aura about what I bring to the game, especially me being from the West and me bringing that West Coast culture to the game. So it's like, it's so much. There's so many different things that we do, man, that really truly separate us. However, I do understand the comparison because I've always admitted to the influence But I think at this point, man, we talking about I came in the game in 2015, man. We talking about 5 years later, and we still gonna call me Baby Lux and Fake Lux and all this. After all I've, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. After all I've accomplished in 5 years, man, I done gave the culture, I would say, at least 2 to 3 classics, man. Me and Danny, me and Emerson Kennedy. Even if people don't say that's a classic battle, I gave a classic round.
Right.
You know, and then most recently with Saga, and then I got some great battles with Cortez and Verb. You know, I got some good joints, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, all I've done for the culture, 5 years later, we still calling me Fake Lux. It's like, come on, bro.
What do you think will help put that away?
Me fucking up Lux on that rooftop.
You think it's possible? You think it's possible?
Oh man, it's 100% possible. Are you asking me if he'll do it, or if it's possible that I could beat him?
I think will he do it? Like, have you guys had conversations about it?
Oh no, we kind of, you know. I mean, when I do see him in passing, I think the last time I seen him was the last time I saw you in New York when I battled Sway.
Right.
And when I do see him in passing, you know, we kind of joke about it, and it's like a playful thing. But I don't know how serious he is. But yeah, I would think if I was him, a battle with me gives him so much to talk about. You know, the comparisons, the substance. We both quote unquote conscious.
Right.
It just gives him a lot to talk about. So I would think he would take it, because it just gives him a wider canvas, so to speak. You know, to paint a bigger picture. We know he's trying to paint the large picture. Right. You know what I'm saying? It gives them more of an opportunity to talk. I feel like him versus JC or him versus Nitty, like him versus a Pin, that's cool. But I wonder how deep the substance would get in those battles. You know, I think I'm making some props for him, baby. I think me and his battle would be a pin for pin battle, but also substance for substance, which would make it even more great, make it even more special. You know, so. Yeah.
Now,
we'll see, man.
Well, we know traditionally when you go up against your opponents, and this is something that this is one of the reasons that I admired your style from the beginning, or really took a liking to it, is because you actually have something to say. It's not just gun bars and all that stuff. And I feel like when you battled Nitty, a lot of the things that you said to him was things that me and Misfit kind of expressed on the show. Like we do think that he's super dope, but we want to know a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? We just don't want the punchline. So I like somebody who can talk, and I feel like on that rooftop, it kind of puts the microscope on what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, okay, there's no crowd around to tell you what's hot and what's not. So you gotta listen for yourself. And brother, I gotta say, you've been putting in work on that rooftop, bro. But
Thank you, big bro.
But I wonder.
I mean a great deal.
But I wonder if you met Lux on the rooftop, who would have to jump?
He would have to jump, man. You know, my thing is this, bro. When you look at the skill set, you could argue that Lux is a little better than me at pure rapping ability, right? So, like, if we did it on a point system, right, and we said, okay, who's the better technical rapper? You can give him a 10, you can give me a 9, cool. But then when we get to the conversation of substance and depth in conversation, and who could do that better, that's where you flip it and give me the 10 and give him the 9. Because I just feel like I'm not sure if I am, but it seems as though that I'm more knowledgeable about the conscious community and the stuff that I represent than he is, unless he's just holding back and he doesn't really display it. But I live, eat shit, and breathe this. That's why it's displayed in every battle. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every battle that I've ever had, I'm talking about Black African power. I'm talking about consciousness. I'm talking about, you know, spirituality that predates other religions. Like, this is my life. Like, this is what I really live.
Right.
So I'm not sure if he's as studied as I am, and I would want to pull his card on that, you know? And so that's why I think he would drown. That's why I think, as far as rapping ability, I mean, come on, you know, that dude is incredible. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I gotta say though, we on read between the lines right now, and some of my fans are known, they're known members of a cult called the Ku Klux Klan. I don't know if you heard of these guys, but they out there, the Ku Klux Klan, and they don't feel like you're giving beloved justice right now. I would be interested.
I literally just said that he, as far as technical rapping ability, he probably is better than me.
Right.
I just said that. I said, give him a 10, give me a 9. And I'm saying when it comes to somebody tell me a substance round from Loaded Lux that can fuck with any of my substance rounds. I mean, what you gonna say? You gonna go to the Calico joint, right?
No. My first thought was the third against Hollow.
Yeah. The third against Hollow. Let's use that, okay? And so what he did in that battle is he made a correlation between Hollow being a drug addict and all these different things, and then the Black Panther Party cleaning up the community and what the Black Panther Party was about and all that.
Right.
What I'm saying to you is, it's almost like his knowledge starts with America. Like his knowledge starts with like Black American history. My knowledge goes centuries, thousands, decades, years back, African history. So what I'm saying is, there seems to be a difference in depth as far as the depth that we're willing to go to display the substance and what we know.
Right.
Now I don't know that man's brain. He may read as many books as me and be as hip as I am for certain information, but he's not displaying it, so I can only go off what he's displaying.
Right.
So to the Ku Klux Klan out there, I'm not discrediting him at all. In fact,
he's talking to y'all right now. He's talking to y'all. All you Ku Klux Klan members, listen up.
I want them niggas to know shit. I'm a part of the Ku Klux Klan. I support that brother every time he battles. I'm rooting for him. All I'm saying is that in front of me, I would be his worst nightmare, bro. Like, I would be his absolute worst nightmare because the depth that I'm willing to, like, other niggas is trying to, like, out-rap him and prove they got a better pen. I'm trying to out-knowledge him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it'll be a different fight for him, and I think he knows that, bro. He has to know that. You know, so I mean, will he ever do it? Probably not. And I'm not on no Lux campaign, so to speak.
I wouldn't say probably not, bro. I wouldn't say probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be around here chasing him. You know, I'm not going to do that. I just feel like I would give the culture the best Lux we've ever seen because I would push him to that limit, and I think he knows that. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, why not battle? Why not be at your optimal level? I don't think that Surf or JC or Nitty or anybody, I don't think nobody else will push him to his optimal level in his mind, you know, knowing where he has to go to win the battle. I don't think none of them dudes can push him to where I would push him to. So I was just saying, shit, let's meet on the roof, you know what I mean? But if not, you know, it's all good. I'm a big fan and supporter of his at the end of the day. So, you know, I want to see the brother prosper regardless. So,
well, that's definitely a match I want to see. That is definitely a match I want to see. That would be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. 100%.
But I will say this, as far as like the angles and what you just said about him not really, us being unclear about where Lux actually stands as far as the knowledge that he has.
Right.
That could be a good thing, and it could be a bad thing for you. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying. Absolutely. Because it leaves that element of surprise for him to say where he stands. I get that 100%.
Right. But
I get that.
But it's still a match that I feel like on the roof would be crazy. It would be crazy.
Absolutely.
Well, you recently had a classic. I personally feel like this is up there in the realms of Chilla Jones, JC, the classics that didn't require the biggest names in the game. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
This is one of those joints that took you and Saga went to the next level.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
From now on, it is what it is. Saga and B Dot, they are on another level. They don't call them about any crucibles or any type of small bullshit. Like, hit these guys when it's a serious situation, because they've been putting in work. Absolutely. Now, what we do here is we break down the bars. Like we we had Head Ice on the other night. He broke down his send shots. He revealed a whole bunch of stuff to us that we didn't even know. He was sending shots to dead girlfriends, all types of shit. It's crazy. Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. You might want to look that up because, you know, if you're really trying to get your insight on where Lux is, if you came up under Head Ice and that's how Head Ice thinks when he writes, I think you might want to find out like where it's coming from, son.
Right, that's a fact. That's an absolute fact. I'm gonna check that out.
Word, definitely check that out.
Head Ice. I'm a fan of Head Ice. I think what he do is pretty dope, so I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yo, but I'm telling you, you would never, if you listen to that verse first, and then you listen to Head Ice's breakdown, bro, you had no clue. You had no clue.
Sneaky motherfucker. He's sneaky. This shit sneaky. You already know.
Yeah, facts. So
that's dope.
So for your rounds with Saga, you mind going through them real quick?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Okay. I don't think that I'll be able to play the audio. I have time to download this shit. And being that we shooting this on my phone, it's kind of hard. I wish URL would make like something on the internet for their app, like.
Oh, for the app, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get it. Right. Most people just project it onto their televisions, but you can't do nothing else when you're watching the battle. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like, that's crazy. So, do you remember the rounds?
Yeah, I remember my shit. Yeah, I could do it. You want me to just kind of like, you want me to go through the whole joint, or you want me to like touch on the key parts? Like, what you want me to do?
From the top, when you get to the key parts of what, because I know for your setups there are like intricate bars in between, but it usually takes about 12 bars to get to what you're actually saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
okay, we could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started it off. So the intro, the first like 4 bars, I was sitting on that for about like 2 years. So because you know me and Saga was a battle in the making for like 5 years. So I had that in the tuck.
Right.
So I started it off. This is one hell of a storyline, but here's where the saga ends. After this, it ain't no way you can go on. I'ma head straight to the point and leave crosses burning, flaming on your lawn. That's like a little KKK little scheme right there.
Right.
I'ma head straight to the point, leave crosses burning on your lawn. And I got a couple niggas with me that'll come through, and I act like I was running out of breath. Avo, wait up a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm just catching my breath. The fuck you expect when I've been chasing a nigga for so long?
Word.
You feel me? So I started it off like that. So I was sitting on that for about 2 years. And,
2 years?
Yeah, man, I had that in the stash. And then it was, you were so wrong. B-Dog got to go through the proving grounds. How that sound? You can't make arrangements telling me to grow when your rank has never been seeded. You're just another battle rap industry plant. Based on that fact, you probably figured we'd never be meeting. So that's a whole plant
yeah,
type of scheme. Yeah, you know, plant-based weed, the veganism shit.
Right.
You probably figured we never be meeting. Like you was top tier and I was down here and I had to climb levels to reach it. B-Dog got to go through the proving ground, all these repetitive speeches. So the standards you set for this match, they've been met and exceeded. I always figured a nigga named LeBron could get the point that a PG never was needed. That's the whole, you know, LeBron running point and shit.
Fire.
Good looking.
Fire. You hear the lighter, right? You hear the light. Okay.
Good looking. And a PG never was needed. They said you believed it when they told you was God sent to rock a stage or come rage against the machine in the mosh pit. I was raised to pull up on niggas, work out how to arm lift. My father had me around bloods. They taught me how to be a dog. Wipe any gun clean at the palm grip. See, my father was a king. It was all for a scene. They would never get the palm print. So right there, that's like a double entendre on, they would never get the palm prints, like they would never get my father's son, as in me, and they would never get the palm prints because my pops taught me how to be a dog, you know, so that's like a double entendre there with that.
Right.
They would never get the palm print. What's up, baby? You okay? You okay? Shake it off. They would never get the palm prints. I'm all sick. These bullets I've been holding on for you, I done built a special bond with. They become a part of my extended family. I'm talking long clips, peep the comparison, biblical narrative. I'm about to let my people go and split shit with a long stick. I must admit, for you to even take this trip and engage in this war, you a brave soldier, but you're about to go AWOL. AWOL and friends gonna find him slumped on the roof. Either that or the hangover. So that's, from the hangover.
Yeah, from the hangover, they found him slumped on the roof.
Right. Or the hangover. Remain sober. Alcohol off on you. So remain sober.
Alcohol. Yeah. Fire.
Right.
All right.
Remain sober. Alcohol off on you, or send shots at you bitches like I don't know who to hit. Like you at the bar and you just send a shot to a table full of bitches and shit. You don't know who to hit.
Fact.
Send shots at you bitches like I don't know who to hit. Low soul, my bro, so he ain't got nothing to do with this. If I shoot and miss, then I'm swinging back round. Hula hips. I'm trying to put a pin to the body like a voodoo witch. If I see you and your crew, I mean hymns and wood on either side of you, then I'm shooting shit. I saw your gang and took it as a sign. Put 2 down and 1 in the middle like a Hoover Crip. For niggas in LA that know they gang sign, their gang sign is 2 fingers down with their thumb in the middle. So that's like an LA gang reference. 2 down and 1 in the middle like a Hoover Crip. The foolishness is why the Ruger spits. You getting shot after shot after shot. I'm just dumping the clip. Figuratively speaking, you about to be as drunk as can get. I got to make this clear. I mean, absolute. I'm tired of hearing rum wasn't 100%. Niggas was
clear,
niggas
absolute.
Rum went light. You know what I mean?
100%. Got you.
And I knew he would have that, so he had it in his first. So that was like a dope, like pre-buttal I had in there.
Yeah, I noticed when he said it, you nodded your head and you was like, got him.
Yeah,
got him.
Exactly. I'm tired of hearing rum wasn't 100%. Look, I'm done with this shit. All the comparisons. It seems when the lens on him, these haters want to block y'all focus. We'll bring Lux on the roof. Y'all still think I copycat? Yeah, I'm a knockoff
loaded.
Yeah, you feel me? So that's a shot. You feel me? You're not gonna notice. You are well trying to shelf you. I'm here to help you. Look around. You can see the proof exists. I mean, when a nigga trying to hide or get rid of something, don't he normally roof the shit? You feel me? Roof the shit. The tool is gripped. I'ma load it and dump it, sniping down from the roof at you and your woman. I aim at her belly, let a hollow tip go through her button. Now her whole stomach swollen up for nothing, and it looked like she expected. But the whole time she ain't know it was coming. You know that I'm gunning at this false biblical prophet that'll put a lyrical contest before a spiritual conquest. So I love that part, right? I love when I rhyme like hella intermediate shit that rhymes so smoothly. That's like one of my favorite parts of the round. So I say a nigga that'll put a lyrical contest before a spiritual conquest. You let Norm say we couldn't war, and I'm referring to the PG shit, how Norms was blocking the battle and shit. So
why do you think Norms was doing that?
When they wanted me to do that was when they wanted me to do the PG before I ever got to him. This was like 2016.
Right.
2015, 2016. They was wanting me to do the PG. At the time, I didn't want to do the PG because I was bubbling at the time. I had the joint with the white boy that went viral all over Facebook and shit. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I was just like, nah, I'm not doing no PG. Like you said earlier, like you felt like I've been top tier, and that's how I felt at that time. Like as far as my skill set, I'm like, ain't no way I need to do no PG. I'm light years ahead of the whole PG class of that 2015, 2016 year. So
can we say you got to skip it, right?
Huh?
You got to skip the whole PG process, right?
I mean, technically, because me versus Emerson Kennedy happened on a big card, on a traffic card, but they called it a PG battle, though. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, technically, it was a PG. When they uploaded it to YouTube, it said PG on it, but we basically opened up the event. You know, it wasn't like a PG card or nothing like that.
But that's not the usual format of a PG. So what would you say? What would you say made it resemble a PG battle?
You said, what would I say would resemble a PG battle?
Yeah. What did you get paid for it?
Oh yeah. It was. That's what I'm saying. To me, it was a joke. It was like, shit, this ain't no PG battle.
So you actually got to skip it. That's what's up.
Yeah. So technically, I skipped it. Yeah. So you let Norm say we couldn't war. I was trying to come straight here without having to deal with the process. So straight here,
yeah.
Wordplay on.
Straight process.
To deal with the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sidestep. You hit behind the politics and the gossip. the gospel became secondary to a deposit. Holy Trinities turned to menages. Didn't your God get tempted in the desert? You took the desert and started wetting. Guess you didn't get the lesson on how to deal with mirages. So anybody that know the Bible will know that part in the Bible where Jesus gets tempted by the devil in the desert and all that shit. So
Right.
I, flip that whole thing.
Right. How to deal with mirages. Yeah.
Without you ducking and dodging, veering in lanes, I never would have hit traffic and impacted on such a serious stage. You the reason why Kennedy got assassinated. But I must admit, I was wild that day. Now, I guess...
that bar right there, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was
Yo, some niggas is calling that a reach, but I'm like, yo, where is the street niggas that understand street vernacular? Like, if I'm outside with you,
right, I was wild. I was wilding. I was wild. That day. It's Oswald. But look, man, if I caught it off the first time, it ain't no reach. Anything I gotta sit back and be like, wait a minute. Nah, that don't even make sense to me. Like, it didn't register. That registered right away. I was like, that was fire.
Yeah, good looking. So right. I was wild that day, full of fury and rage. I diss you on rail, and well, let's just say you to blame for one of the greatest battle rap rounds we'd ever hear in this age. All because you couldn't follow my directions on the map. Question the app. Now look where you at. God works in mysterious ways. So that's me fucking around with MapQuest,
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
So, God works in mysterious ways. This is a coming of age. You've admitted your sin. Say, is that the reason why you run with the name? Because you mastered baiting, fishing as a Christian, but had to let it ring in order for us to engage? So that's just playing on his his need to do gun bars and shit instead of just doing his Christian shit.
Right.
You
doing the kind of beating off shot too.
You said what?
You doing a beating off shot too.
I had a couple. Yeah, I think I had two. I had two. You got to do those, but you got to do them so slick. What's up? Stop yelling, man. You got to do them slick so that it's not feeling like you overdoing it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
What you need? What do you need? Okay, it's right here. For us to engage, nothing has changed. Every other battle, you still jumping and engage. That's not your calling. We don't know who to contact. Is this Saga? Ain't you supposed to be saved? Well, nothing has changed.
That was fire too. The whole phone scheme. We don't know who to contact. Like, ain't you supposed to be saved? Like, naming your phone saved, the number ain't saved.
Right.
It's fire.
I thought that was crazy. Good looking. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Be saved? Well, fuck it. Let's spray. I let the shotty bang them while sneaking a baby, dumping shit, potty training. I'm on the roof, stacking corpses, Tower of Babel, body language. So if anybody know the Bible, the Tower of Babel was
was the tower that was put together. It was destroyed so that, and the languages of the people was confused, and so everybody could scatter and kind of like fill up the world. Go. Right, it was crazy. That was crazy.
Right, there you go.
Body language, body.
Tower of Babel, body language.
Right.
Or I'm silent aiming. I sneak in with the weapon, see him and his brethren. Whoever backs up the pastor get chopped in half. Brief history lesson. So whoever backs up the pastor, like the pastor,
right,
and the past. So whoever backs up the past gets chopped in half. Brief history lesson. I thought that was crazy. So that's how my first ended right there.
Yeah.
What you need, baby? It's right there.
Baby Doc, do they watch your battles?
My daughter does. My son don't care, but my daughter really be finding it amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, she be loving it. But she only 3, but I guess she just like to see me moving around and shit. All that. She don't know what's going on, but she like to see it.
Nah, it's a beautiful
thing. But that's how I ended my first. You feel me? So I think my first was probably my craziest round ball wise.
Yeah.
But I personally like my second the most because that's where I was at my peak with the angling. But yeah, I think everybody, from what I've seen, everybody really loves my first, just bar for bar wise.
Yeah, definitely. I think the way people are looking at it, they're saying the first was definitely yours. They're saying the second was debatable. I did feel like your second was kind of crazy. And the third round, a lot of people are giving the Saga.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. That
Right.
makes sense. I mean, that's how I personally caught the battle. I think I got the first clear. He got the third clear. And I personally edged myself in the second, but I'm not mad at anybody that has him in the second,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I can go through my second, too.
All right, cool. Let's go.
You were suicidal. Couldn't gamble with life. Ready to turn in your chips and dip when you saw how your cards was dealt. Didn't want to play your hand. That's another beat off little flick. You feel me?
Why y'all keep doing that to Saga, bro? Like, did you feel like, okay, I can't make it obvious because it's you know what I mean, but I gotta do it. I just gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta have them. You gotta have them tucked in there somewhere. You know, you just can't make a whole angle out of it. You just gotta have it tucked in there. You feel me? So.
All right. So my question is, wait. Just, you saying that? Are there certain angles that you feel like will always be usable on certain people?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I mean, if your brand is your brand, for instance, the Christian battle rappers, the Christian angle against them should always be there. Like, you can't expect for nobody not to try to angle you about you being a proud Christian in battle rap. Like,
right.
You gotta just take that. You know what I mean? Just like me, like, I gotta take the whole, you a pro-black, blackity black ass nigga. You know, I gotta take that, like,
right.
Because that's the brand that I'm running with as a battle artist. So yeah, I think that if it's your brand, then absolutely. But if it's one incident,
yeah.
like Rum Nitty with the Walmart shit, like, nah, that's whack. Like,
right.
That was a one-time angle, and it was great, but I don't think nobody should be constantly angling Rum Nitty about working at Walmart.
But what about Saga in that situation?
The beat-off shit?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Like, me personally, bro, as a writer, I was just like, I'm not finna do that. You know what I mean? But if somebody comes and does it masterfully and does like a different spin on it, I mean, shit, art is art, man. If you make dope art, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody make it dope, then I get it. But I personally chose to leave it alone or not really make an angle out of it because I don't want to do like what's expected. You know what I mean?
Right. So you just threw a couple sneaky ones in there. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I just threw a couple little jabs, you feel me? So, didn't want to play your hand. Look, I understand as a man trying to dodge his guilt, but you had to call DNA when you was ready to decay. I guess you felt like your God couldn't answer your call for help. Well, maybe he did, Saga. See, life is about balance. You turned yourself on. He just wanted you to off yourself. My thoughts is felt with my partners who live off the streets and die off them. Well, OG give you the game, and it's the same. Whether they slide the mouthpiece or they slide choppers. And it's always a snitch from the clique. It was a nigga named, it's always a snitch from the clique. It was a nigga named Robert from my set. Damn, I'm fucking up my shit. Hold on. It's always a snitch from the clique.
Uh-huh.
You know, the type to provide coppers to try and knock us. It was a nigga named Robert from my set. He commentated on the game. There was so much change, Bob Costas. And you wanted the same, Saga. So, you know, playing with the word, with the name
Bob Costas.
You know, Bob Costas and shit. I thought that was fire.
Bob is short for Robert. Fire.
It was, exactly, yeah. There was so much change, Bob Costas. And you wanted the same, Saga. This upcoming like 20 bars is interesting, and I don't know how many people caught this, but I'm gonna break down what I did right here. So,
okay.
So I say you wanted the same, Saga. That state of mind you're not mentally far from. So I'm comparing him to a snitch just based off loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling him a snitch.
Right.
I'm saying he snitched like his snitch niggas are disloyal. So I'm saying that state of mind you're not mentally far from.
Right.
You should have took the sign from your crew and then knew you would eventually cross them. I'm talking about the NWX sign.
Right.
You would eventually cross them.
Right.
Your memory's awful. How foul is it to forget the nigga that put it all on the line and gave you the shot for the free throw? DNA push buttons to put you in the game like a cheat code. He sat you down, taught you how to rap with a lead flow, and now you punching from different angles. Lomachenko. I don't know how many niggas know Lomachenko, the boxer, but he be like punching niggas from different angles and moving around and shit. I don't know how many niggas know that. So that was a bar.
Right.
Now you punching from different angles. Lomachenko, this Negro don't think we know. While you left the X and went for the Christian endorsement. You wanted a trade, so you forced it. You couldn't ball with that team, so you quit. Went with the 4, fit right in with niggas who don't sound off. So right there, you quit and you went with the 4 horsemen.
Right.
Fit like you fit right in, but I'm using the word forfeit right after quit. You feel me? So you couldn't ball with that team. You quit, went with the 4, fit right in with niggas who don't sound off. Well, of course, it's starting to make sense. Hence, a nigga with no voice wanted to go to the horsemen.
That's the what I was.
That whole shit to me was crazy right there. So I did that breakdown, and then I go into, this is important. You pick that trick so you can be the favorite pastor, the sensei. You got to watch these new ninjas. When they flip, the transformation is faster. You heard it was rappers, Christians spitting half shells and figured, well, that contradiction, it matched up. So I'm saying, so this whole time he's watching A-Ward and Loso and all them combined to form the 4 horsemen.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, these motherfuckers is Christians and they be using gun bars. Okay, cool, let me fuck with them. So that contradiction, it matched up. So this Splinter Cell saw them gel and said, ooh, this rock could be Master. So that's a whole, like, scheme about him being like...
It's Master Splinter.
Yeah, Master Splinter that falls back and watches the ooze form this group of people, or group of Ninja Turtles, so to speak, that he joined, you know, so I'm making that little scheme right there. But this is what I'm talking about, where I revert back to like a bar 20 bars ago. So then I say, you see how it backs up the point, like one off the bench, backs up the point like one off the bench, like point guard. You see how it backs up the point, like one off the bench, when I said you like a snitch, like Robert from my clique, when I mentioned the pass, bro. See, that's that punch that made you bob, but it landed and further expanded. And when you weasel out of a situation, it's in relation to all of that rat stuff. So that goes all the way back. To
going back to showing how.
Yeah. So when I say you got a similar state of mind as a nigga named Robert that was a snitch, and I bring it back 20 bars later to like make it all make sense when I say he weaseled out of being an NWX, and a weasel is part of the Marsupio family, which you know is related to a rat. You know, just all that.
Wow! That part I did not. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
So I said you weaseled out of a situation which is in relation to all of that rat stuff. I'm just giving you facts, bruh. You a disloyal, frigid nigga. You started off with the trash like a kid that come from Brenda. Then you get with the X. Next thing we know, you now mention with contenders. But you wouldn't have no body if the DNA didn't say you had conviction of a killer. So again, I'm going back to DNA stamping his battle career and whatnot.
Right.
And then I say,
real quick, before you get to the next bar, did it seem risky for you to kind of reference a Lux quote?
Is it risky for me to reference a Lux quote?
Yeah, like the trash like a baby that came from Brenda. This nigga's mama must be Brenda with all this trash shit.
Oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Wow. Okay. I totally forgot about that bar you said. Come on, crazy. Man. I ain't trying to.
That's crazy though. It's just crazy that.
You think I'm sitting back just watching that nigga, just trying to.
No. I just wondered if you knew, like, you know what I'm saying, like when you reference that.
I forgot about that bar until you said it right now. Okay, I see how that can come off though.
Okay.
But nah, I was you know, as I was going, I'm just picking the next rhyming, you know, word, so to speak.
Right.
So when I say DNA, have to say you had conviction of a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, prior to that, I'm sorry. Prior to that, when I say you a disloyal, frigid nigga, and I'm saying you started off with the trash. Basically, his career started off trash, like a kid that come from Brenda. So I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, I feel you. Like a kid that come from Brenda.
Right.
Then you get with the X. Next thing we know, you now mention with contenders. But you wouldn't have no body if the DNA didn't say you had conviction of a killer. Who's realer? You were K. On stage with him, you never say that the spotlight line. That's a nigga you know you couldn't outright rhyme. During the conversations, your name was a little lit, but when sun came up, you couldn't outshine shine. So I'm painting this picture of him being with the NWX and how everybody in the crew kind of outshined him,
Right.
which kind of made him make the decision
To go to the Horsemen.
Right. So when Sun came up, you couldn't outshine shine. So it's an outright lie. When you try to convince us you went with the Christians because they had it on lock in a safe space, you wanted to stay with the X, but got caught cheating with niggas and couldn't get by with a straight face. You straight fake. You feel me? You straight fake. Make up your mind. Where's your foundation? You faith-based? You gonna change the world swinging arms to create fire rounds? That's a strange way. So that's like the Dr. Strange.
Yeah, Dr. Strange just went. Yeah, definitely. And I caught the makeup scheme, the makeup, fake, all that. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, you feel me? That's a strange way. Why you lane change in different vehicles? We don't know what's your main drive. That's crazy, right? Hey, I be saying some cold little slick shit.
That's on fire.
Why you lane change in different vehicles? We don't know what's your main drive. As a Christian, you're supposed to introduce the niggas in your crew to the same God. Then why Shine still bang 5? Why DNA still spray 9? If the Holy Ghost working through you, I guess we got to catch it when it's happening because you don't save lives. So that's me picking at an angle of like, if you're with NWX and you're a Christian, you should. I would think that you would be wanting to, convert them in a sense or try to get them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like try to get them on the same page as you. But we didn't see any of that. We didn't see any of them kind of say you had any effect on their lives or whatever. So you don't save lives. This is the same guy who used to be peace until he gave metal to the beast. Now it's low gun, blade knives. So
low gun, metal, yeah. Whoa.
Right. Yeah.
Wolverine bars.
Yeah.
Wolverine bars, let's get it.
Right. Now it's low gun, blade knives. That's not your character. With the X-Men, you should have been professing. Wheelchair if you change minds. So I'm saying to him,
Professor.
Right.
Just put it together. Just put it together real quick, yo. Oh man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you feel me? So it's like we would cheer for you if you were able to change minds, if you was able to, get NWX to change their ways and shit.
Right.
We'll cheer if you change minds, but instead you waste time and praise God by joining a team full of other preachers. You were supposed to turn K-Shine from the blood that squeezes to the one covered in the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, that was.
You feel me? So my whole angle, like I love this round because I started off the round with the angle and it went all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Some angles, when niggas try to draw out their angles, it kind of dies off or loses steam. Right. But I was able to keep up the steam and hit every point that I wanted to hit throughout the second. So that's why I really, really love my second.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to turn K-Shine from the blood that squeezes to the one covered in the blood of Jesus. What a weakness. Trying to condemn those that don't believe what you believe in, saying our bodies got to burn. You can't throw rocks living in the glass. How is it still some things you got to learn, like how to bank on one crew? But you had two accounts you tried to merge. What would Jesus do? Well, he left his crew, but he gave up his life savings as an investment and blessed them with a promise of return. Now, that's the word. So that whole bank scheme about how he tried to merge two, accounts, meaning like NWS and the Horsemen and all that, and basically referencing his God, his Lord and Savior, that left his crew, left the disciples, and left his people as far as when he died on the cross and all that. But he promised them he will return. So it's kind of like, why you ain't do the same thing with your crew that put you in the game and really got you popping in the culture.
Right.
So I just thought that whole, I never heard nobody really go in on that topic about how he left NWS. I heard some people kind of touch on it, but I wanted to make a whole round out of it, man. So I was just really happy how that came out. I felt I hit every point I wanted to hit.
Just a question. With this round being so good,
yeah.
Did you have difficulty? Like, was there ever a point where you was like, damn, I think my second should be my third?
Yeah, there was a point because what happened was I finished my first and second really early. I mean, we locked this battle in maybe about 3 weeks ago, maybe coming up on 4 weeks ago, and so I usually take a week per round. So I knocked out the first round like 3 or 4 days, maybe. And I knocked out the second round like another 3 or 4 days, maybe to a week. And then as I was approaching starting my third, the George Floyd shit happened. So I was kind of fucked up in the head because I'm like, yo, I wanted to go in on Christianity, kind of like how I did with Loso, but then the George Floyd shit happened. It just had me stuck. Like, why, you know, at this current time with everything that's going on, how could I even go against another black man just based off differences in belief systems? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
so it kind of fucked me up, man. So at that point, when I started working on the third, I didn't feel like the third was as strong as the first and second. So then I started contemplating rearranging shit, but it wasn't up until like the end of my third when I knew I had a closer with the whole handshake thing.
Right.
Once I had that, I'm like, you know what, I'm good with this because I feel like this gesture is going to be so powerful. I need to end off with this, so I'm cool with leaving this my third. Yeah. So, but I did have some. I was a little conflicted on that, but I came to that decision once I locked in my last like 6 to 8 bars on that joint.
I'd say you ordered it perfectly.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I usually keep it the same way I create. Like that hasn't failed me yet. You know what I'm saying? Usually when I get booked, my first round comes out first, my second comes out second, and my third comes out third. That's just usually like how it goes. So I never really rearrange rounds. I haven't tried that yet. You know what I mean? So I don't want to risk it. I try to write on the incline if I can. I think this battle, my first, ended up being my strongest round. I guess just because I was going dumb. I wasn't really expecting that to happen, but you know, it just ended up that way.
Well, that was dope. I'm not gonna ask you to go through your third one because I think I just blew my fuse in my crib, and two, I want everybody to go check out the battle. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's fire. Definitely a classic in my book. That is definitely right now. It's there's not many. Are there many like people that's up for the category of Battle of the Year yet?
Nah, the only other one I heard is another one that I was in, that 2-on-2 joint, me and Geechee versus Loso Award. I've heard.
Oh yeah, that was real. That was real good. That was real good. But this one, I would say definitely, bro. You got it.
Thank you, bro, man. That's high praise coming from you, man. Like I told you a long time ago, man, and I'm gonna tell you again. I think it was like 2013. Whatever year you went on that crazy run, man, I was just like your biggest fan, bro. Like I was going crazy for you, man.
Thank
you. This is before I even started battle rapping. I tweeted you one day, and you tweeted me back. I showed my girl and shit like I was a fan, my nigga. Like you feel me, like. So that's how crazy it is to me for you to be showing me love, bro, and telling me that you like my skill set and what I do, bro. It's high praise, for real.
We was actually talking in an ancient language one day on Twitter.
Hell yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
This is why I say you got to be careful with Lux. Is being from New York, I feel like as far as like information sharing, there's a lot of information sharing that goes on out here. And somebody might not ever show you that they know something, but they might know something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's real shit. Y'all the hub. Y'all the conscious community hub. So, yeah, I believe that for sure. You're right about that.
But I can't wait. Like, I feel like it's going to happen. I think Lux is a smart guy. And after Surf, after Verb, to be honest, there aren't a lot of matches that just will naturally generate more attention than just their names.
Right.
And I think that this is one of them. I think this is one. Thumbs up if y'all feel like this. Everybody in the chat, thumbs up. They just saw my whole joint blacked out real quick. Yo, that's how crazy the bars is, son. That's how crazy the bars is.
On everything.
Blacked out, son. He brought that king of the dot to the phone, son. He brought that king of, everything just blacked out, son. That's crazy.
For sure.
But yo, love to you, love to the family, love to the little ones. And I look forward to your next match, bro. Like, I'll be watching, and I can't wait to do another breakdown like this.
No doubt, my brother. Appreciate that. Get me on your show too, man. Get me on the joint with you and Sid and all them.
I would love to get you on with Beloved. That would be interesting.
Oh man, yeah, do that.
That would be interesting. Man. That would be interesting. All right, bro. We're gonna talk about that. Definitely. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.
All right, well.
That was crazy. Crazy. I should have asked him if he's seen Cats, right? Damn. But yo, I know I missed a couple of the super chats. Let me go back. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, going. A lot of fires. Do y'all see the intricacy? How many, thumbs up if you found out something about his round tonight that you didn't realize when you watched it. Thumbs up if there was a lot of new things, and kind of type what it was. What line you was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Install Blue Stack. Let's play. It lets you play apps on your computer. Yo, Dave Vaughn, thank you for that, bro. Thank you. Salute. Yo, lot of bars. Whole lot of bars. All the way down. Alex Palix, salute, bro. That was wild. I don't know. Does B Dot drink? It's just fresh. Does B Dot drink? I don't know if he drinks, bro. We do. Fuck that. Yeah, that Moses splitting. Yo, he was going in. But I gotta be fair. Let me see if I can make something else happen. Mr. Biscuit, salute. My man, Mr. Biscuit, you bought a hoodie today? Yo, that's what's up. Salute, bro. I would love it if you wore it in the next battle. Your next battle, I would love it. Let me know. Yo, I got the cord, son. I got the old joint, son. It's the crib phone. Let's be real. None of y'all don't got a crib phone no more, son. Understand that. Hold on. Let me. But you're getting charged for it. I bet you're getting charged for it. You ain't using it, but you're getting charged for it. Hold on. Let's see. Hello, can I speak to LeBron? This is Mav Hoffa, nigga.
I'm like, yo, who is this? I'm like,
You was about to be like, Beasley?
nah, I'm like, what kind of special agent? I'm about to get called for a secret mission. Like, hello, can I speak to LeBron? I'm like, hold up, who is this? I paid my taxes, sir. What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. We live right now. It's Read Between the Lines. I just had Beat Out on. He was breaking down his first and his second. And we were talking about this classic matchup that you guys had, and oh man, like the bars. And I really feel like, being that there's no crowd, I feel like a crowd would have ruined that battle, or wouldn't have been as good without it. You know what I mean?
You know, I feel like a part of me, because of the history of the battle, a part of me always wished back then, oh man, that has so much history, this should be on the Smack volume or a Gnome or whatever. But then, like, you know, in the moment of everything happening, and even the climate in which this battle happened, it was so much better that we had this conversation on the roof.
Yeah.
This is one of those conversations where crowds would have just taken away from this, like a real brother to brother, like, I really got to talk to you.
Yeah.
Type of conversation. So I'm glad it went how it went.
Classic, contender, battle of the year, definitely.
I believe so.
The-
I believe so.
and even though I saw some good matchups on the roof, I feel like this solidified the rooftop as a place for battle rap. Period.
Man, that's love, bro. That's
Word,
for real, man. I appreciate that.
word, word. Yo, what? Oh man, just I don't want to. I don't want you to do all 3 rounds. If you can,
Talk
like,
to me.
run through your second and your third and kind of break down the bars. Just read between the lines. This is what we do on the show. We watch battles. We break shit down. We had Head Ice on the other night. We were watching
Right.
the send shots from the social distancing joint. And when Ice broke down his bars, we realized we had no clue. We had no clue
Right.
at all. You know what I mean? Even from the personal, like, as a lyricist, I feel like it's kind of like a game that you're playing with your opponent, where sometimes you might even throw something in that just y'all two know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
your second round.
How do we do this? Do I break down? Do I say the bar?
Yes.
Stop
Yes.
me, and then we kind of just like from there, or
You actually, you the person who pushed the pen. You know where everything is at. So
Okay.
just take your time, break it down, because I can guarantee you 90% of the people who watch probably won't catch everything.
right?
Now, real quick, before you even start, I want to ask this question. Do you think everybody can handle the rooftop?
Not at all.
Mm.
Not at all. I think that's for an elite group of people, man. I feel like battle rap has gotten people to a space where they're too comfortable with the crowd, and if you take that away from them, it's not much to them that they can really offer. You know what I mean? So some people are great for crowds, and that's a part of the culture. You know what I mean? And we salute that. But
Right.
that roof, that's not just for the the sugar coated punchlines and performance. You really got to go up there and show levels to it. You know what I mean?
So you would
Gotta
say,
show levels.
would you agree the rooftop is where the true elites belong in this culture?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Especially being on that roof and just I had a rooftop battle with Cortez for this battle, and it kind of just helped me to get my feet wet, because I was still in the mindset of, okay, I'm just gonna rap. It's not gonna be a crowd.
Right.
Nah, it's not that at all. You gotta really go up there with a certain type of energy for that. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I think me and B-Dot just we met that with our battle.
I haven't seen two people on a rooftop that have had more fluidity in the way they were rapping. Like, just,
Right.
oh man, it's almost like you guys kind of created a new way to perform without even realizing it.
Yeah, it's special, man. Like B-Dot, he claims that rooftop as his, and honestly, with the amount of work he put in, even with the Rum Nitty battle to how he leveled up against me in that battle, bro, like, that's something we can't take from him, because that his style pretty much is catered to these kind of moments where, crowds don't distract. You don't got to worry about time limits, or you don't got to worry about smack, saying two hennies to the stage. You ain't got to worry about, you know what I'm saying?
The gas.
Getting the
The
mic
gas.
right.
Let's be real. You don't got to worry about the
You don't
gas.
got to worry about no gas, man.
Who do you think would not make it on the rooftop?
Who would not make it? I don't think Hitman would make it on the rooftop. If I'm being honest, I don't think Hitman would make it on the rooftop. I'm not too sure about Arsenal. I'm not too sure about that. Who else? Who else do I feel like would not make it? I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that people like what's his name? I just saw him on Av. I don't think Av would do well on the rooftop.
No, I gotta disagree with that. I
You
think
think
Av would
so?
do pretty good on the rooftop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I respect it. I definitely respect it.
Right.
I just feel like his rapping pattern and how he gives it up. I'd be very interested to see how he does. That's why I'm like, yeah. Hopefully, he can prove me wrong whenever he does take that battle on a
Mm.
roof. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like certain
Would you be
people,
interested in battling Av on the roof?
absolutely, absolutely.
Remember where you heard it first. Remember where you heard it first.
I'm saying,
Read
listen,
between
man.
the
Like,
lines.
I don't duck the smoke, bro. Like,
You got
I'm
to.
everywhere with it. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
got to.
everywhere with it. So,
That's
I
dope.
mean, we can make that happen. We
All
can
right.
definitely make that happen.
Look. Enough of the shots. I think that I think your round is gonna speak for itself. Everybody who takes offense to you saying that they won't make it on a rooftop, please listen. This is the part where he explains what is done on the
Right.
rooftop. Sensei Saga, let's go.
So,
Second round.
yeah,
Can we
man.
start at the top of your second round?
It started the second. I took an idea that I kind of bled into it from the first, where I'm kind of imitating B-Dot. So I start off my second round saying, "Your deceit is strong. When this was booked, I read into your elementary cadence on how your speech is drawn. He figured if Dot bounce on the words, then y'all can keep along." So it's like, that whole idea of, when kids, you watch the little shows and the bouncing dot, the bouncing ball bounces on the words.
Now you tied in elementary with that
Yeah,
to
when
let
this
them
was
know.
booked, I read into your elementary cadence. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You gotta let them know that because some people don't
Of course, of
understand.
course.
It's
I
all
got you,
tied
brother. I
together.
got you. We gonna tap into it.
Okay,
So
cool.
like everything, whenever I write, it's with a lot of intent. So like, how B dot adds emphasis to certain words to take you through a phrase,
Right.
take you through a scheme. So when this was booked, read, elementary cadence, speech is drawn. So it's like, when this was booked, I read it to your elementary cadence on how your speech is drawn. He figured if Dot bounce on the words, then y'all can keep along. But I peep what's wrong, like people inconsistencies. You move like this, get ideas to get a few bars popping, to confuse y'all watching. Yeah, this pro-black but go viral for saying nonsense. You Umar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like you use this cadence to fool people into saying, "Oh yeah, he's wilding right now." But
Right.
he's just confusing the fans into a faster cadence. I mean, yeah, this pro-black, like he's a pro. He be blacking, but he be going viral for nonsense. But at the same time, yeah, he's pro-black as well. So yeah, this pro-black but go viral for saying nonsense. Umar Johnson.
Yo, hold on. Marquise Pope, salute. He said this is absolutely the dopest live in battle rap. I got Saga breaking down his bars to a classic. We had Beat Out on here. This is incredible. But let's keep it going.
Yeah. So I said, go viral for saying nonsense. You Umar Johnson. I'll shoot your and I was gonna say I'll shoot your conscience or whatever. But I called myself and said, nah, I don't need a gun to make a difference. Because if I drew it, lead to a casket like the Undertaker entrance, and you know what I'm saying. So those who know me know I love a good wrestling bar.
Right.
So Undertaker used to come out with these men in hoods.
Druids. Right. The Druids.
They came out with the casket and the casket matches. So saying if I drew it lead to a casket like the Undertaker entrance. So when LeBron coming at you, the right hook to leave more scars than it has to. Switch the guard to distract you. Arm swinging. You won't know if I let these paws to attack you or the referee call for a travel. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's a New York thing, man. Have you seen a few dudes like they just how they call for a travel where they swing their arms like that? I've seen a few dudes fight like that before.
Right. right.
I don't know if it's a New York thing, man.
Right. Shout out to Young Chip. Young Chip, salute. Right.
So playing off that idea, like arm swinging, you don't know if I let these paws to attack you or the referee call for a travel. You don't want to see me violent. Discredit Oops for giving us a legislative chance and criticize that man behind the branch, but not when Geechee hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like Oops, fighting the chance of fighting for us in court. You know what I mean? He's part of the legislative branch in regards to making change.
Right.
And I played off the idea of him being behind the branch of the of legislators and playing off the branch that Geechee was hiding behind at in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? So you criticize that man behind the branch, but not when Geechee. So you're gonna criticize him for bringing change, but not when your man was out here hiding behind a twig. Like, we ain't gonna notice him. You know what I'm saying? Right. Criticize that man behind.
Wow, hold on. I didn't even dead ass. I didn't even catch that one, bro. I didn't even catch that one.
You know, there's different branches. You know what I mean? The judicial.
Yeah, definitely. But oh wow,
So,
wow.
Playing off the, you discredit Oops because, in his battle versus Oops, he discredits him for being a corrupt politician and this, that, and the third.
Right.
But I credit Oops for being a man of change. So, like, discredit Oops for giving us a legislative chance and criticize that man behind the branch, but not when Geechee hiding. Like, you'll turn the blind eye to Geechee hiding behind a tree, but you gonna call your man out.
You're not gonna bring that up, but you're not gonna bring that up, right?
Yeah, you ain't gonna bring up Geechee hiding behind the tree, but you're gonna talk about him behind this branch. Okay, cool,
right.
Great, awesome.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see me violate, discredit Oops for giving us a chance, legislative chance, and criticize that man behind the branch, but not when Geechee hiding. If these keep flying, it's 1-2, 1-2 with a repeat time and beep and BB whining. I pulled off bumping BB whining. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little performance thing with the whole BB whining thing.
Right.
And crying, and then BB whining is a famous gospel artist.
Okay.
I'm saying so. You see B trying to tear down that St. Louis hero for mental trials, but something wasn't sitting right. To attack Superman brain, he act like he's set tripping as blood became a kryptonite. So, Hoops had a movie called The St. Louis Superman.
Right.
And it just spoke on his balance between the real life, his battle rap world, and just making a change in the streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's like, you try to discredit him for, him saying he's dealt with suicidal attempts and things of that nature. So I said, you tear down that St. Louis superhero for his mental trials, but something wasn't sitting right. To attack Superman brain, he act like he's set tripping as blood became a kryptonite. So, Superman and Brainiac were rivals.
Right.
And, but at the same time, using Brainiac as in to attack his brain, he acts.
Right.
Like
Fire.
To attack Superman brain, he acts like he's set tripping as blood became a kryptonite. Superman's kryptonite was his weakness. So, and I'm playing off the idea of kryptonite, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Oops overcame adversities, dealing with mental fatigue that led to a strong mind. Traumatizing issues causing suicide attempts, you turn that into a punchline. Or you self-righteous, help-biting, look down on your people, strive through depression, but never help fighting. Just trifling. I know people who read Laws of Power, 48 Laws
48 Laws of Power.
You know what I'm saying? I know people who read Laws of Power while feeling loss of power, being mentally woke but still felt lifeless. Like, like you could have all these opportunities and things granted to you, but if you're not in the right mental capabilities to understand everything, it's not going to serve any purpose.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you read 48 Laws of Power, like, that book can be used in great ways to benefit you, or it could be used to,
in bad ways, to be manipulative.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely use the 48 Laws of Power to kind of catch a couple people. it works.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like and depending on whose hands it's in, it could be beneficial to greater cause, or you could really be on some 50 Cent petty, destroy a person's whole career type. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, with a book that holds this much weight in manipulating other people's situations, if you're not in the right mental space for this kind of power, then what does it do for you? So it's like, I know people who read Laws of Power while feeling loss of power, being mentally woke but still felt lifeless. That's a big confliction. You've been so focused on our ancestors, like depression is easy.
Yeah.
So, but depression is easy, but in all cases it can be a fixed condition. The struggle between what they want to do and what their mind registers is a mixed collision. So what's the point of being pineal gland has astigmatism. So as somebody who struggled with depression, anxiety, and things of that nature, I know the constant struggle between saying you want to have a productive day, but your mind is telling you, nah, just lay in bed all day because you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody loves you, man.
Yeah, nobody loves you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's that dark spirit that just hugs you like a monkey and just whispers in your ear all day.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's why I started off saying that's a big confliction.
Right.
Because you're focused on trying to make sure we woke. You're trying to make sure we understand the ancestors, man. You gotta just trust the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a big confliction. You've been so focused on our ancestors, like depression is something we could just get past.
Right.
But it's like sometimes these are things you can't necessarily fix in a few days or a few weeks. This is things that I've struggled with for like 21 years of my life.
Right.
So it's like, you know, with the struggle between what they want to do and what their mind registers, it makes collisions. So
I don't think the struggle is ever really over.
The depression is never really over. It'll always come back around, and it's more so serves as a test to see if you have power over it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Sometimes you're stronger than other days, but somebody who doesn't care and just with the mentality of get over it, or you'll be fine, or just trust the ancestors in this case. You know what I'm saying? As he was talking to Oops like that, it bothered me, you know, as somebody who's dealt with that. So, like, you can't tell somebody who's dealt with suicidal thoughts and depression, oh, man, just get over it. What do you mean get over it? Read a book and what does that mean, bro?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right. How do you turn it off up here?
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what good is being woke if your pineal gland has astigmatism, but you miss the vision? So it's playing, like, what I like to do is I like to bleed one idea into the next idea. So it's like, it's kind of seamless in the transition. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that kind of rapper that goes, tool burst, and then be something totally different, random, the next idea. So,
right. This is why I feel like the rooftop, it's a different space. I think you guys stamp. This is what you do on the rooftop. You do anything else, look, it might not work, but this is what it's for. This is what it's for, the highest level. Ooh, I like that. The rooftop, the highest level.
That's fire. That's fire.
The highest level.
What's up? Oh yeah. What good is being woke if your pineal gland has astigmatism, but you miss the vision? Worrying about another mind you meant damage to for a heightened rise. So, like, I'm bleeding the idea of, you know, pineal gland being in your mind, or so worried about another mind, like mind. Worried about another mind you meant damage to for a heightened rise.
So it's monument.
Because every time they bring up bronze statue, Medellin with hopes to be idolized. So I'm bleeding the stigmatism idea and mental stuff into now I'm bringing it to a whole nother idea of him just always wanting the praise. So
right. But the flip is LeBron and how
so it starts from monument damage to monument. You know what I mean? We're thinking about we're moving from mental to like a statue scheme. Worried about another monument damage to for a heightened rise. And then every time they bring up Braun stats, you know what I mean? Like, my name is Louis LeBron, so, you know, Braun, if the stats belong to me, it'd be LeBron.
Right.
I took the idea of bronze. Every time they bring up bronze statue, Medellin, like, you always try to have something to say. At the same time, we're drawing a connection between monument and bronze statue and metal. And usually statues are a form of, like, of idols in a sense. So every time they bring up bronze statue, Medellin with hopes to be idolized. But me, I never stress the cred. I'm a youth leader, help kids in the system who have been left for dead. Plus I work in multiple schools for 3 years with kids that's in special ed. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I work in multiple school systems. I'm pretty well connected in school systems in Queens and stuff like that. So I've been doing this for a while, helping kids with behavioral issues, mental issues, and things like that. nephew throat. Constant struggles with cognitive functions that feel like giants compared to stress you felt. Like, these kids are really going through things, and you think you have it bad. Like, these kids are really going through things. Like, yo, when the hell did you help? Oh, I get it. You speak profound to crowds in your rounds because the end result gets you wealth. You worry about the conscious community. I'm helping these black kids with their mental health to seek what they couldn't touch. I look to them, but think of you when I speak on reasons to put them up. I see their grades and tell my students, aim higher. B isn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, saying you want to be a role model to these kids, but you're not even serving as, like, a perfect role model in that aspect, because we never hear of, you're always the type of person to kind of look down on others and judge them for not doing right. But what have you done in your community? You've never mentioned anything you do to help your people. So we can't have these kids look up to somebody that doesn't fit in that realm of being what a role model is. So I look to them, but I think of you when I speak on reasons to put them up. I see that grades and tell my students, aim higher. B isn't good enough.
Fire.
Your talking is cheap. Through pretty words, you learn how to harness deceit and target the weak. That's why I see the flaws in your speech. Because a shepherd with no direction is just as lost as the sheep. I mean, where you going to lead these kids? And then, you know, I substituted y'all credit for validity if God said it. Y'all could say I use my faith as a crutch, but just know my steps were never prosthetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna say as a Christian, I lean on God. Of course, I'm gonna lean on God, but everything I go through, all the pain and everything I've endured, don't take away from, like, it really happened, and I've experienced real life. So, like,
and it's a comparison. It's a comparison of what you're saying he's guilty of, but you're like, you want to criticize me, but my steps ain't fake. Like, ain't nothing fake about what I'm doing. I'm doing this because it's in my heart already. Like,
that's a fact. Exactly what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can question who I lean on, as far, but you can't deny that everything I've been through is real. Like, I mean, my journey, I've never, like, the prosthetic leg. There's no faking in my walk. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say, man, I brought methods. Ain't no benefits to trying me. You can't compare Mr. Butler to these menace to society. One who gave years to his community versus one who only gives minutes to society. Oh, you trying me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Playing like, you know, I don't know many people. People gotta remember minutes to society. You know what I'm saying?
Say that one more time.
Oh yeah, so it's like, there's no my steps are never prosthetic. I brought methods. Ain't no benefits to trying me. You can't compare Mr. Butler to these minutes to society. One who only gives years to his community versus one who only gives minutes to society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only give it back to your people in your rounds in minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you can't compare somebody who's really put in the pain to somebody who's actually, you know, put in years, and versus somebody who's only speaking on hope and peace in 3-minute rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't compare Mr. Butler to these minutes to society. One who gave years to his community versus one who only gives minutes to society. So I'm bending the word minutes.
Right.
Minutes to society. Oh, you trying me? Well, the hunt is on. This speech getting old, dog, but you getting chalked up with it. I figured you bring up being black in America, but all this talk about Kansas, the reason Charles doesn't get it. So, you know, that's a whole, to that is a whole scheme of menace to society.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in that is a scene, a particular scene in Menace to Society, where Old Dog walks into a classroom. He meets Mr. Butler, and he's in the classroom. So I'm saying, well, the hunt is on, which is a phrase that Mr. Butler used. The hunt is on. He used the hunt is on, being black in America, and Old Dog moving to Kansas. So it's like, this speech getting old, dog, but you're getting chalked up with it since they're in the classroom. I figured you bring up being black in America, but all this talk about Kansas, the reason Charles doesn't get it. Like, all this talk about guns is the reason you're lost in this mentality.
Right.
And what's special is B-Dot's real name is Charles Burnley. So, you know, and the person who plays Mr. Butler's name is Charles Dutton.
Yeah, that's crazy.
all this talk
That's
about
crazy.
Kansas, the reason Charles doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? He does not get it.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's like a whole, it all tied in like beautifully to kind of close out that idea.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, your cause just shifted. You're involved in a problem that's truly stressing you. Even Dot plays a part in the system. It's Dewey Decimal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he plays a part in this systematic racism that's being projected on both sides, not only by the whites, but it just plays in on both sides. You know what I'm saying? If there's no equality and unity, there's division. Right. So in some way, shape, form, you're endorsing and promoting a sense of division. You're playing a part in the same thing that's bothering you. You're playing a part in something that's hindering you. It's like even Dow plays a part in the system. It's Dewey Decimal. I'm checking you. Ain't no need to compare. Weigh out the options, brother. It's easy to look down on you. Straight out of Compton cover. Like this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And if you said you have no sort of straight out of Compton cover, Easy's looking down, it's fire. It's fire.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Right in this, I had to stop and utter disbelief of the recent passing, senseless murders. Rest in peace, Ahmaud, Breonna, and Floyd. Filling the gap between justice and just us based off the color of my skin, hoping that God fill the void. You know what I'm saying? Like, the inequalities in this country based off the color of our skin. You know what I'm saying? Hoping that God fill the void. Have my logic destroyed. Seeing George and that crooked cop made me contemplate approaching with vengeance at you. Because the way they murder him is way more than a social distance battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, lay off the idea.
Murder hymns, street hymns versus murder mook.
Yeah, murder mook and hymns. The way they murder him is way more than, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely provoked me in a different way seeing that footage of George Floyd. And, you know what I'm saying? It definitely stirred up some anger. And then bleeding out of the idea, you know, the way they murder him is way more than a social distance battle. We need to stop killing. And, you know, obviously, the police officer had his knee.
Yeah.
George Floyd, so we need to stop killing. But before I go, I need to make a comment where these racist cops that made a comment that we lean on God for peace that surpasses, which is the Bible verse.
Real quick, though, before you even go there, I need to make a comment to where these racist cops made a comment at. Where does that come from?
Okay, yeah, okay, perfect. So that came from a clean paper. That's a famous clean paper phrase,
right?
From a battle he had with Rosenberg Raw, on the URL platform. I think he started off the first round. No, he ended the first round with that, and he was pretty much saying, you know, if you don't like what you see on this platform, to stop watching
smack. And this leads into your wow. Let's go.
Yeah, and so it's like it was a beautiful thing. Like, I remember watching that battle some time ago, and it's just like, I think it'd be a dope way to transition into where I stand, not only as a man of God, but a man of color, and show people I'm not just here saying, oh, just trust Jesus and everything will be fine, just pray. Right. Like, it's a perfect way for me to explain how I feel and where I stand and everything. So,
well, a wise man knows that a prayer with no action is in vain.
Oh yeah, and trust me, we get into that part too. It's right. I need to make a comment with these racist cops that made a comment that we lean on God for peace that surpasses, but still tired of surpassing from the peace when the shops dispatch. So playing off of peace surpasses, and then just flipping the word of it. We lean on God for peace that surpasses, but still tired of surpassing from the peace when the shops dispatch. Wow. Little kids growing up heartless because the life of mom and pops was snatched. We need change, but metal rounds in a clip hold different cycles for whites and colors like the laundromat. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta understand there's a big difference in who's getting gunned down by policemen in this country, and it's more towards men of color that are being.
And you mix that in with a Jim's laundromat scheme. That was fire.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We need change, you know what I'm saying? And in a laundromat, you put change into these little metal clips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we need change, but metal rounds in the clips hold different cycles for whites and colors. You know what I'm saying? You separate whites and colors, obviously. Like the laundromat. We need to remain steadfast, but still socially aware. aware of the construct used to divide the pack. I will not relax. This prosperity preaching don't help subside the fact. There's a lot of preachers go, you just got to trust God and everything will be okay. Just trust in the Lord Jesus. And we're not about that over here. You know
Say it again. We not about that. The horsemen ain't about that over here.
I'm not that prosperity kind of guy. I understand that the world is rough and things are not always going to be easy, but I trust that God will see you through it. Right. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be sunshine and rainbows and unicorns the whole time. You trust God and just hold hands. You know, no, we're not doing that right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, because prosperity preaching don't help subside the fact. Faith is dead without works. So any prayer I say got a 9 to 5 attached. So, like, I'm not just praying. I'm out here with y'all, applying myself to any type of change I can make to make things better. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So faith is dead without, and the original verse is faith without works is dead. But I just changed the wording of it just to give it a different feel. Faith is dead without work, so any prayer I say got a 9 to 5 attached. Like I'm putting in work.
Right.
I'm on the block with cats.
I like that. I like that. That was a statement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was fire. That was fire. Put in work.
Yeah.
Anything that I say come with work. That's
you gotta put in the work for it. You can't just pray for it and not work for it. You know what I'm saying?
There's certain quotables that are due to like the lyricism, and some of them that are just profound to be said. Like if I heard that in a conversation, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna start saying shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that's just dope.
Nah, it's like, you know, it's certain things that just like even if you read the book of Proverbs, bro, like there's literally every verse in the book of Proverbs is like a one hitter. It's like the book of Proverbs is like the rum nitty of the Bible. Right. But it's like one hitter is just like bah.
Yeah.
It's like you reading it, you're just like, oh my goodness.
Yo, the book of Proverbs is like a J. Cole trap song.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where every line is something different, but they all hitting.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Shout out to Solomon for that. Shout out to Solomon for that. The real Solomon. You know what I mean?
Right. Big facts.
All right. So
every prayer I say got a 9 to 5 attached. I'm on the block with cats. Like God got your back. So I see no fault in you wanting to protect your family holding Glocks and straps. I give props to that. But the problem is that we become so few about vengeance on our own, we forget to leave it at the throne. We got God for that. So, like, I understand the frustration. I'm never going to tell a man, you're not, oh, man, what would Jesus do? You shouldn't hold a gun. Like, listen, in this world that we're in right now, I don't see any fault in you as a man of God or anybody else. Like, I'm not gonna look down at you any type of way.
Right, like, look, man. Jesus ran up on people too.
You know
Jesus pulled run down, son.
Tables and chase people out the synagogue.
Feel me?
I'm not gonna look down on a man that wants to protect his family in a world where we feel like the cops can't protect us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna look. I see no fault in you wanting to protect your family, holding Glocks and straps. I give props to that, and it's where I give the healthier substitute. But the problem is that we become so few about vengeance on our own, we forget to leave it at the throne. We got God for that. So tell the cops retract. If you ain't trying to deal with mob attacks, swinging locks and bats, constant scraps until we feel like our spot's intact, the homie stop dropping blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, which ancestors got for that? So pretty much, it comes back around full circle to how QP or Clean Paper ended. He said, if you ain't trying to hear opt the act,
right. They stop watching smack. Yeah.
So you get back to that fast flow is when I brought it back around full circle to what QP did. I say, so if you ain't trying to deal with mob attacks, swinging locks and bats, constant scraps until we feel like our spot's intact, then homie stop dropping blacks, like to the policeman. If you ain't really trying to go to war like we ready to go to war, then you might want to stop doing things that's going to provoke us to really riot out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you ain't trying to deal with mob attacks and people really going hard,
Yeah, if you don't like what's going on, then you know how to stop it.
yeah, you know how to stop it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I ended with, after giving all that moment to the camera, I turn back around and I say, man, what your ancestors got for that? Saying, like, I know you're going to talk about what we should do and what I'm not doing as a man of God, but I'll let you know what I'm about to do. So, what your ancestors got to say about that then? And go ahead with them God angles to try me for a homie. I just had to speak from the heart. It's still a body for the body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was one of those that was one of those rounds where, like, you know, I was so emotionally provoked with the George Floyd situation, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. It was so much going on in my heart, man, that that round kind of just, it kind of wrote itself. You know what I mean? It was one of those moments I had to just get out. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful that I had a chance to do that.
Right. That was dope. And I believe both of y'all had a moment like that where you were just compelled to kind of like go in that direction. Now your second round, beautiful round. I do feel like parts of his round, they kind of countered what you were saying, and parts of your round was like a counter. It was just too good of a. All right, so this is what people are saying. They're saying he got the first. They're saying the second. It's debatable, and you got the third. And speaking of him, he said, I don't got no problems with that. He does feel like he edged himself.
Same here.
Right. He does feel like he edged the second a little bit, but I guess that's what makes this so much of a classic, besides the intricate writing, the time that came along as far as like what's going on in the world, and both you guys addressing it, and just the inner turmoil that during this type of time, the quarantine, the murders and the killings of these cops and the protests and the violence and the people in the street, it kind of leaves you with that argument with yourself as far as what you believe.
Yeah.
So just the fact that you and B-Dot somehow ended up on the roof at this time. Oh man.
It was so beautiful, bro. Like,
that's deep. That's really deep. That is really deep. Like, wow.
Yeah, man. I'm grateful. I feel like, and this is where I feel like this battle with me and B-Dot doesn't just go down as one of the best battles of the year. I feel like, and I feel like time will only prove this to be right, but I feel like this makes just the climate of when we battled, the content, how we brought it together, even how it all ended. Like, this might be, in my opinion, and I don't know, I could be biased because I was in it, but I feel like this is one of the best battles of all time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it holds so much power. It holds so much of an emotional, it provokes a lot of emotions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not just wow, they rapped really, really well. You know, you felt everything B-Dot was saying. You could feel what I'm saying. And it gives a whole new experience.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Your battle sounds like the arguments I hear in the streets.
Yeah.
At this time, with people who believe what's right and we all agree something's wrong and something needs to be done, but then the people with a belief system or a religious restraint that are questioning that, and then people that don't have one that are questioning them. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro. You couldn't have planned it. Like, you would have thought me and B-Dot wrote together.
Yeah, definitely.
How things
did you guys cheat and just say, yo, we gonna mess the game up and just write this together?
It's crazy because I'm going in there like I'm trying to kill you, but first let me just speak what's on my mind real quick. And he's like, well, I'm gonna try to kill you, but first let me speak what's on my mind real quick.
Right.
And it's like it worked out to where like everything kind of met in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why people are torn with this battle. Like, I feel like I edged the second, but I'm not mad at people saying that he edged it. You know, because like that's one of them battles where on Wednesday you may think B-Dot won, But if you watch me on Friday, you may feel like I won.
Right.
It's close as hell. It's gonna really come to that second, but it all just worked out. It all worked out, bro.
Well, let's get to one of the rounds that most people are agreeing on, and that's your third.
Oh yeah, this round was special. This round was special. So I started off saying, "Your luck's up, friend. Jesus ain't white, so if trying to tarnish what's set in stone is your goal, then try to adjust what blends. Regardless if you drop African or blood diamonds, with all them black jewels garnet leads me to get Adam with uncut gems." So, for those who don't know, that was a whole diamond type of scheme from the top. You know what I'm saying? It's white diamonds. You know what I'm saying? So Jesus ain't white. So trying to tarnish what's set in stone is your golden, like golden.
Right.
And if that's your goal, then golden. Try to adjust what blends. Regardless if you drop African or blood diamonds, you know what I mean? Like, you know how people drop gems, drop diamonds on your toe.
Right.
Drop African or blood diamonds. With all them black jewels gone, it leads me to get Adam with uncut gems. And if you watch the movie Uncut Gems,
it's a go ahead.
You can see where that goes with all them black jewels. I'm saying jewels, but it's also black Jews, pertaining to what he might want to speak about in the African aspect.
Right.
So I'm tying in off that African and blood diamonds with all them black jewels. Garnet, like Garnet was in the movie.
Yeah, Garnet was in the movie. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Garnet, but also Garnet is also seen as a gemstone. Like, I don't know if people know, like the same name Garnet is seen as a gemstone. So with all them black jewels Garnet, and saying I'm gone, it leads me to get Adam. Adam Sandler with uncut gems, like with more pure substance, something that's not tampered with. Because when B's rapping and say I rep that centric ideology, he's capping, which refers to the Western centric Eurocentric ideology of what Christianity is, which is whitewashed, slavery Christian stuff, which I don't claim.
Just me, I see.
I rep that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's like when B's rapping and say I rep that centric ideology, he's capping. I never claimed that European title, Steve Blackman, but whatever you can do, stick to it. So it's like I don't claim this Eurocentric, whitewash, slavery, man-stealing, woman-beating Christianity that has been used to manipulate people in the country. And I tied that into the idea of the label or the title of it, and saying I never claimed that European title, Steve Blackman. And Steve Blackman was a wrestler who wrestled for what was called the European title.
Right.
And he never won that title. So Steve Blackman was a martial artist. He used to come to the ring with a kendo stick, which is like, the little sticks that they use.
Right.
Martial arts. So I said, whatever you can do, stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever plans you're going to go with, go ahead, stick with it. That's all you got.
Wow.
So Steve Blackman, whatever you can do, stick to it. Ain't nothing whitewashed. The pen jot different. It's that African pre-Catholicism biz rock Christian. So, Christianity is one of the oldest religions that dates to Africa.
Right.
It's one of the first religions to start in Africa. And I'm saying that this is not that whitewash Catholicism Christianity. This is the biz rock Christian. And in Hebrew, biz rock means good news. So this is that pure in nature of what it really is to be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? This that African pre-Catholicism biz rock Christian. This has been my mission to preach his love in the ring. My soul is banked on it. What he did spared me way before the Roman reign started. So he spared me. So I'm playing off the spare and
Jesus.
Spear.
Right.
Yeah, and Roman Reigns is a wrestler who uses the spear as a move. And I'm playing off with the Roman Empire before they took into Christianity. So what it did spared me way before the Roman reign started, like before Romans took over the idea of what Christianity is presented to be as for this convo. And that's my word, Dot. So make a decision. Choose you this day whom ye shall serve, Dot. And that's a Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
Choose you this day whom ye shall serve. Basically saying, pick who you follow under. Because if you have a lot of contradictions, it's going to get to a point where you got to draw a line in the sand and say where you stand on that. So,
right.
Choose you this day whom ye, and that was going to be the driving theme for the round. Choose you this day whom ye shall serve, Dot. Is your ancestor or godly, or is it Kemetic orthodoxy? Because they, in a sense, they contradict each other. To worship ancestors and then worship Egyptian gods.
Right.
That idea kind of conflicts.
Right, and this is where you kind of start to break that down. Jesse James, salute, salute, Jesse.
Ancestral or godly, or is it Kemetic orthodoxy? Since traffic, I wonder where your heart's indebted. But since Egypt you for the win, God, let's start with Kemet. So, and at the battle event, traffic, B. Dot battled Emerson Kennedy.
Yeah. Since Egypt you.
So, since traffic, I wonder where your heart's indebted. But since Egypt you for the win, God, he called himself a god,
right?
And I feel like he stole the win from him. So since Egypt you for the win, God, let's start with Kemet. In Kemet they believe in Egyptian gods. So since Egypt you for the win, God, let's start with Kemet. The gods, the essence, the marks, the presence. It's all pretentious from a dude who's all pretentious. I don't believe in these things being something where this is how real your God is based off these marks on the wall, and this is that. It's all pretentious from a dude who's all pretentious, saying that he's stuck up in a sense.
Right.
You never caught the lesson. Do you know why the 10 plagues were sent to Pharaoh when he was disobedient?
Now this part, masterful.
Yeah.
Masterful.
Yeah,
salute to you on doing your research. Masterful.
I was doing my research, bro.
Masterful.
So,
I saw a couple lectures that broke that down, and I was like, wow, that's kind of deep. That's really kind of deep.
So
all the
his whole argument is for Christianity not being real, right?
Right.
Okay, so if that's the case, you believe in all these Egyptian deities, which are like Horus, Isis, gods of certain things, gods of the sun, god of the water, god of the land, god of creation, god of health, all these different gods, right?
Right.
And you argue against Christianity believing in a triune God, which is a 3 in 1, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And so I go into a thing of you never caught the lessons. Do you know why the 10 plagues were sent to Pharaoh when he was disobedient? There was a bigger point to make. It wasn't just for all the slaves to be free again, because at that time in the Word, Moses was sent to Pharaoh to let go of the slaves that he had.
Right.
And Pharaoh was being ignorant and being arrogant, saying,
to be honest, his heart was hardened.
His heart was hardened, and God ordained that his heart would be hardened.
Right. So that these things could be known. It was he gonna front because I gotta show him what it is.
Yeah, I know what he's gonna do, but go over there and still try to reason with him, because I know he's not going to reason at all.
All right. Hold on 1 second. For everybody just joining, we listening to Saga break down his third round in this classic rooftop, the highest level of lyricism battle. He's breaking down his boy. I'm running with that, son. I'm running with that. Matter of fact, everybody take that. The highest level. I'm with that. Shout out to Wooda. Yes, his battle with B. Dot. That's what we are listening to now, his third round. We want to see Rex versus Surf real battle. I think Rex will take it serious. Man, Wooda, salute to you. Thank you for the donation, but nah, bro.
Nah, we good, beloved.
We good. That ain't no rooftop battles, son. We talking rooftop battles right now. We talking rooftop battles only. All right. So he's going into the part of the round where he's attacking B. Dot's Kemet beliefs, which Kemet is the culture of Egyptians, their ideology as far as the gods they worship and what their science is for life, and their the Book of the Dead and all this stuff. You know what I mean? That's where he's going into, and he's saying, well, okay, if you got a problem with what I believe in, well, what happened when what you believed in went up against what I believed in? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
It's crazy because in scripture, it's not put in black and white in regards to like God did this because he wanted to test the Egyptian gods.
Right.
He knew, like, even in how things are, when you think about Egyptian deities, the Pharaoh serves as an Egyptian deity in these times.
Right.
So
the embodiment.
Yeah, exactly. So
right.
I'm gonna harden Pharaoh's heart because I need to show my wrath in this situation.
Right.
So in doing that, he kind of, he's flexing on every other Egyptian god, which goes into what I'm saying. So, do you know why the 10 plagues were sent to Pharaoh when he was disobedient? There was a bigger point to make. It wasn't just for all the slaves to be free again. It was a subtle flex on every Egyptian god you believe in. Let's start with Happy. And Happy, Hapi, is seen as god of the Nile River. So let's start with Happy, god of the Nile.
Right.
The plague that hit it was blood was dropped into the water of the Nile.
Ruined the Nile. So basically, when you're praying to Happy right now, you're in the water. All of a sudden, it turns to blood. Fish are dying. Frogs are dying. Everything's in the water can't exist anymore. It starts to stink everywhere, and you're praying to Happy, and Happy can't do nothing. Why? Because we the real power. You know what I mean?
And that's what it is. It's like if your God has so much power in the situation,
he would fix it.
Not stop.
Right.
Why would you not stop immediately? So let's start with Happy, God of the Nile. And as I say, a God and their power, I'm saying what my God did to combat that. So Happy, God of the Nile, blood dropped into each wave. Amun-Ra, your sun God, he brought darkness for 3 days. There was darkness for 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Isis, she's the god of health. So I said Isis, she deals with health. But when boils hit, so that was the plague for that. When boils were stricken, people were stricken with boils.
Right.
When boils hit, she wasn't down for your posse. And what's funny is you battled Loso, Ward, and me. You even took some painful rounds for the body. Like saying like, yo, like she couldn't even help. Y'all going through it at that time. She couldn't even help you when you was battling me, Loso. When you battled Loso and A1 in a little 2-on-2, and you was getting smoked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just playing off the idea of, like, listen, where was the same way they hit me with the where was your God when this happened? Where was your God when we was smoking you?
You got to flip that on somebody. You finally got to flip that on somebody else.
It feels good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you even took some painful rounds for the body. How could you stop me? And then I start going to the next idea.
Right.
Your ancestors in the sky, where you tap into their aura and get the sparring. For the last time Dot traced back to the stars was kindergarten. Listen to me talking. You know what I'm saying? You know, in kindergarten, you had the little dots. You had to follow them to trace the star. And at the same time, you're going from believing these Egyptian deities. Now you're worshiping people who actually walked the earth and paved the way, and you're worshiping them as gods. So I just don't understand that. So I said, let's end the talking. I understand you want to send love to those who paved the way, but I consider that being wholeheartedly grateful. But I find it odd that he praised you. Any ancestor you worship's not a god, he an angel. Charlie, be thankful. Like, so playing off the idea of saying God, he an angel, God, he an angel, and saying like, yo, the role of an ancestor is what you're pretty much praising these people to be. Somebody to watch over you, to keep you in, to keep you safe, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. That's what angels are for.
Right.
Angels are sent to keep you encamped in safety.
Was you also calling them bitches though?
Say it again?
Was you also calling them bitches though?
No, I wasn't saying that.
Because when you said the next line, you said, Charlie, be thankful.
Yeah, Charlie, be thankful.
Now, guardian, he an angel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Charlie's
I see what I mean.
Right.
No, I was saying Charlie because his name is Charles.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Charles. Yeah. But I actually, that's pretty dope that it tied Angel Charles. Like, that's kind of crazy.
I don't know, Saga. You being sneaky? You being sneaky?
Man, I'm saying like his name was Charles. I'm like, yo, Charlie, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and here's where we get to a crazy one. So it's like, Charlie, be thankful. We waited 4 long years for this convo. That's my word, Dot. So make a decision. Choose you this day, whom ye shall serve. Ain't you blood? All this down talking other people, I had enough of that. You criticize Nitty, like, can we get a little conviction? Where your gun is at? Got the nerve to judge another man's life while yours was under wraps, because you shunned the fact. Tell him your name was Charles Burnley. You went to Oregon State University on a scholarship as a running back. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, you judging everybody else for their life, but you kind of held this part of your life, this chapter of your life. You ripped that off the page, you ripped that off the book, and just kind of slid it under your pillow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so how did you find this out?
So long story short, a conversation was had, and he kind of just said it in passing, where he was like, yeah, I used to play sports. And, you think nothing of it, because, like, I used to play basketball in high school, but it wasn't on a professional level. Everybody just plays sports.
Yo, yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, you know what? Let me just look it up real quick. I'm like, okay, what's his real name? Okay, I remember Loso battled him, and he said his name was Charles Burnley. So I said, Charles Burnley, basketball, nothing. Charles Burnley, football, nothing. No, Charles Burnley, baseball, nothing. Charles Burnley, football. And, lo and behold, I find it, like, more than 3-4 articles.
Wow.
Charles Burnley, And
so he was like, pretty good.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, and it's like, this could be Andy Charles Burnley. It could just, I know people out there that named Louis LeBron have the same name as me.
Right.
It could be anybody.
Right.
I find a picture of him. You know what I'm saying? And when I tell you this man was like top 25 running back in the whole West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like
top 25 running back in the whole West Coast.
West Coast, coming out of high school like he was a young prodigy. He was literally a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was fire. He even played. He played alongside people like I believe he played with somebody like Reggie Bush. I believe. I could be wrong. I think it was something along the lines he played. I guess he rivaled with Reggie Bush at one time as well. But
what?
As I find it, yeah, it's crazy. Like, bro was really a monster. His highlights are crazy. Highlights are insane.
Yo, their highlights? Are they on YouTube?
Oh yeah. He even posted it on his Twitter. Like, after the battle, he posted one of his highlights on his Twitter.
Wow.
And bro was a savage. You know what I'm saying? Wow. He was a savage. So, after finding out this stuff, you find out in the article, you know what I'm saying, like, he had a scholarship, he had a full ride to Oregon State University, but failed to meet his academic requirements and was, forced to, drop out of the team. And then it said in the article, last we heard from Charles Burnley, he had pursued a career in rap music. So now it's like, oh, this is just too good.
Wow.
This is like, everything's making sense. So I go into a hole. So before the leg bursting, my head hurting, from the concussions and stuff for football. Like, but is the cred worth it? You got benched for your grades with the Paru gangs, which explains the hand signs and being red-shirted. So for those who don't know what being red-shirted is, if you're not doing your thing academically in college while you're playing a sport or particularly football, being redshirted means you are not allowed to play until your academics
go up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't play until you meet the standard. He never met he failed to continue to meet that standard and was forced to be redshirted. And then after, leaving football, leaving college and whatnot, eventually we find him battling, which when he first came out as a battler, he wasn't repping this Paru stuff and he wasn't even rapping like Lux like that.
Right.
He was more so like rapping. He kind of gave me a Murder Mook vibe. So from drawing the timeline of things, we see the woke type of style coming way later. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm just drawing this out of nowhere. I'm drawing the timeline based off what timestamps are giving me on YouTube and in history and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, so it makes sense. You eventually went from being redshirted to turning blood. Now you're throwing hand signs. You know what I'm saying? So
that's fire.
That whole comparison was crazy.
Fire.
And it's been revealed. Before you gave us the Kemet fields, you would scrimmage drills, but lost your scholarship due to lack of your academic skills, which is all facts. Mm-hmm. See what his pen conceals? That's the only reason you in the field and not in the field. You went from dreams of being Emmett Smith to preaching Emmett Till. It's getting real. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Emmett Till was a famous what? He was a famous running back.
Right.
Legendary running back. What position was
Emmett Smith.
Emmett Smith. Running back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason, like, the fact that he failed academically and couldn't pursue the dream that he had in football is the reason why he landed on this woke type of nice looking down on other people. So that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason you're in the field, like, with your hand up, like, fighting for our people. That's the only reason you were in that field is because you couldn't make it in the field of football. Literally, the field of football. You couldn't do it. So you went from dreams of being Emmett Smith to preaching Emmett Till. It's getting real. But the football dreams explain the beloved comparison, the Lux. Explain the beloved comparison is that most following, as you revere his plays, copy the formation and think off the snap, Lux would pass you the cult following. You know what I'm saying? A veer is a kind of play used for a running back, a veer.
Right.
And since you stole the formation going in football,
right,
thinking off the snap is when hike.
Right.
Like the snap that Lux would pass you the cult following, playing off of like Andrew Luck, the Colts. There's no tolerance. As far as Kemet, it even shows how you build with your team. You went from doing drills with cones to running pyramid schemes. So, you know, in drills, when they're testing out their feet work, you got to run.
Right. You got to run around the cones, yeah.
And now, ironically, you're telling us about these pyramids. You're telling us about Egyptian gods. And now it's like,
pyramids,
you know, drawing the perfect parallel from a career that he wanted to pursue to the career he has now and how it still correlates. You know what I'm saying? I put it into your dreams. You became enlightened when failing your other planned routes. So, of course, you went Pan-African. Your career choices never panned out. See what this man about? You use Pan-Africanism to attack a religion. But Alexander Crummell and Marcus Garvey, important leaders of your movement, raised the flag as a Christian. So Pan-Africanism was started by a few people, but it's attributed to Alexander Crummell, Marcus Garvey as important leaders to that movement of Pan-Africanism. But what's funny is the people that he follows under and studies under
were Christians.
Were both avid believers of Jesus Christ. They both endorsed the Nicene Creed, which the Nicene Creed states that Christ died for our sins and that he rose. You know what I'm saying? So even people you follow under believe in Christianity. So it's like all these kinds. First of all, reeling it back, you believe in Egyptian gods, you believe in ancestral worship, and you believe in Pan-Africanism, but the leaders of your movement believed in Christianity. So it's like, don't that have the suspicion? See, all these big contradictions are being brought to light. Because against Swave, you said you had Garvey's heart. But how, when Garvey had a heart for Christ? You dead lost. Through his sacrifice, we're insured by the nails in his wrist as he bled off, talking about Jesus being on the cross.
Right.
Like we found salvation in him dying and for our sins. So like we're insured by that.
Right.
So I'm playing off the insurance thing as we go along. But we're insured by the nails in his wrist as he bled off. But he's trying to tell y'all the blood don't apply on a red cross. Blood donor, red cross, the blood-stained cross. But there's trust given. Son tripping, trying to belittle his pain like the struggle with us different. Like saying like Christ ain't really deal with what we dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I say following up to it, like Christ wasn't a black man wrongfully convicted by a corrupt system. You know what I'm saying? Like even Christ, the Son of God, you know what I mean? A man of color was wrongfully convicted and sentenced to die. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy that the depth and the angles that both of you guys presented. But this right here, Crazy. Like I said, masterful work, man. Masterful work. Let's continue though.
And yeah. So it's like, like Christ wasn't a black man wrongfully convicted by a corrupt system. It wasn't just prison. With every whip, they gave his backlash as they towered, like standing over him.
Right.
The attack lasted for hours, but he rose on the third day. Now that's black African power. That's the same thing that, B-Dot likes to chant in every battle. It's that black African power.
Right.
And I'll show you real black African power. My black Jesus that I serve rose on the third day and took the keys from hell. You know what I'm saying? And he took all authority from the enemy and took authority over death, and he rose on the third day. Like, if that's not power, I don't know what is. And then I flip the whole thing and get into this is where me and you tie in. I say, but it was my debut that started the narrative for the clout that you see. You know what I mean? Because if I hadn't been on URL and built up a narrative for myself, you wouldn't have anything to combat. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Batman needs Joker. Joker needs Batman in a sense, because you have
facts. The movie's over once the villain is gone.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, like, you needed me. Like, me stepping in the game gave you a perfect reason to say, I gotta go against that. You know what I'm saying? So my debut started the narrative for the clout that you seek. Don't you worship Egyptian animals? Good, then bow to a beast. Like I'm that dude. I'm the
I said, I'm that dude. That's what that means. I'm that dude. Let's go. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the Jordan to your career.
Right.
Powerful speech. So if Horus grant you a plate, the goat allowed you to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're thinking your God Horus gave you this opportunity, understand it was me that allowed
you to
even get this far. You know what I'm saying? But playing off of The Last Dance, where Horace Grant stated, all this other craziness that like Jordan didn't allow him to eat.
Right.
If he had a bad game, Jordan wouldn't allow another grown man to eat.
Right. That's
so
crazy.
And his Egyptian god is named Horus. So if Horace Grant, both ways. If Horace grant you a plate, the GOAT allowed you to eat. Like, I'm the Jordan. Like I said, I'm the Jordan of your career. So, like, I'm the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Horace grants you a plate, the GOAT allowed you to eat. So you best surrender. Ask Beasley. If I ain't call you out 2014, they would have moved on to the next contender. My 16th put Dot on the map like he is sex offender.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
For those
that bar was...
When you're a sex offender, you know that even if, like, a whole thing where it's like dots on the map, like, you have to register yourself that, and it can never go away. So, like,
right, 16-year-olds
in your neighborhood. I'm sorry, so what are you going to say?
No, 16-year-olds, the whole thing is just, that was crazy.
My 16s put Dot on the map. Like, my 16s gave him recognition when I called him out versus Tank, all this other good stuff in regards to feeding that narrative. You know what I'm saying? My 16s gave you recognition, but at the same time, with sex offenders, if you look up on the sex offender map to see if there's any around you, to signify that there is one, there's a dot on the map. You know what I'm saying? So right. My 16s
put Dot on the map.
Put Dot on the map like he's a sex offender. Now, this your next agenda, battling up here with no crowd, like what you spit the feeling. You battle JC in front of the masses and missed the feeling. Every other stage they gave, you flopped and resisted killing. So, of course, they call you Rooftop Dot. You hit your ceiling. Like, the only reason you're battling here is because you can't translate anywhere else. You battled JC, and it didn't work out well for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every other stage you don't translate as great. So, of course, you have to battle on a roof with nobody around. Because this is the only place where you'll be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Do you think that that's a strength or a weakness?
It can be seen as a weakness because if every battle has to be on a roof, it shows everybody got to come to your home court. You can't meet them where they're at.
Well, home court is usually strength, though.
You said what?
Home court is usually a strength.
Yeah, but what makes you even greater is when you could play away and still drop 40. You know what I'm saying? If every game has to be a home court game because you need comfortability in that, that could also be seen as a weakness because you can't. That means, why can't you meet me on my block?
Right.
Why can't you meet? Like Kobe never said, I'm only playing at the Staples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't going to Madison Square. Meet me when the Knicks come out to LA. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, okay, so but just being honest, would you write for the rooftop the same way that you write for a big stage?
No, I don't think you would. But it also speaks towards your diversity. If you can only write one type of way, then that could be seen as an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to adjust in certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just what I believe personally. I feel like I love the rooftop, but at the same time, you know, I'm trying to get on known. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
If Gnome ain't coming to the rooftop, I'm not like, damn, bro, man. If Gnome can't come to the rooftop, I ain't gonna do. No, I don't care if Gnome is in the alleyway in the middle of Vegas. I'm trying to get to Gnome. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No matter where it's at, I'm gonna meet the standard and I'm gonna do great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I believe I can meet the need. You know, but that was my whole angle going to that. Like, of course, they call you rooftop dot. You hit your ceiling. You know what I'm saying? And when you spit some desecration, and you try to spit something that breaks down what I believe, there's a hint of hesitation. And if these are my last days, man, even your slogan was bit from Revelation. Like you talking about the last, these are Black African power, and these are my last days, and this is my last hour. Like,
right.
Let's talk about where these last days are coming from, sir. If these are my last days, or even your slogan was bit from Revelation, it's way too shifty. We finally scrapping this the thanks you get me? Well, my faith moves quickly. So if this is my last hour, that gave me 60 minutes to take you with me. Just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just know you're going to need a lot more to beat it than just flowing nice, get to the slogan. And instead of saying, I killed you in 3 rounds, I say, we got a bigger fight now. Like, you know, it's bigger than us now. We got a whole fight against inequality, police brutality, a corrupt president. Like, it's a bigger fight than us now. So, you know, I'm just praying that your soul is right.
Fire.
Yeah, man.
Fire. Hold on. I'm trying to find my lighter. Hold on. Yeah, like just the way it was shot. Shout out to Avo. Avo did his thing.
Oh yeah, he's a dope for that.
Look, man. That battle was I got 2 lighters out right now. You hear it? Fire.
Yeah, man.
Fire. And
that means I'm not coming from you, bro. You done been here, bro. Like you done stood in the ring with legends. You are a legend, and millions of views and everything like that. So for people that I've seen for years, and people that I've studied and watched for years to kind of look back and say, yo, Saga got one. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
you definitely.
It's crazy for me to even, you know, hear that nowadays.
Nah, you got the stamp, bro. You got the stamp. Get ready for it. Get ready for the call outs. Get ready for people looking at you sideways like, why him? Battle rappers you thought you was cool with coming out the blue like, yeah, I'll take out Saga. He can't mess with me. I ain't beat that. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for that.
I see it a little bit. I see it now, man. People have been hating on me for so long, and it's like when this battle comes, I'm seeing a lot more people hating because like they, you know what I mean? They don't know what to do with the progression. Like instead of just staying stagnant and where I was all this time, like I've shown that nothing can stop me, bro. Like I've progressed over the years. I've met every expectation. If not, I exceeded it.
That is a testament to your character, brother. Anytime you don't allow yourself to be defeated, you keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, bing! One day everything just flips over, and all your hard work comes at you like a blessing.
Man, I can't even describe how much it means, man. Like sometimes I sit back and think, like, you know, especially after this battle, like I really had, in my opinion, I had a classic. You know what I'm saying? And for me to even be the first ever Christian battle rapper on any platform like that is insane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Second, to be the first Christian around 1 million views.
Right.
To say that I had a classic on a league that I grew up watching since the 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all these things happening. I'm like, yo, I can't believe I've even gotten this far. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
ill. That is ill. That is ill. And like I said, you guys stamped the rooftop. You have stamped it. And Hitman, you heard him. You won't make it on the rooftop, nigga. You ain't gonna make it on the rooftop. You're not gonna make it.
If you ain't ready to give a beat-out Saga type battle to the roof, then stay home.
Stay home, man. Stay home. It's not gonna look right. It's not gonna look right, son. They gonna tell both of y'all to jump when you done. Just chill.
Yeah, like, you know what, y'all both lost.
But yo, Saga, thank you, bro, for years of just putting in work and just staying around. I know there was a lot of flack thrown your way. I might have put a little role in it too, and I might play a role in it too in the future.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
And I might play a role in the future too, but I will say I'm gonna always keep it 100. Always keep it 100 when it comes to people's abilities. I don't care. I could hate somebody's guts and still acknowledge how crazy their pen is.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, this was one time I just had to give it up, bro. There's a lot of so-called vets and legends that would not talk to you like this, just for the sake of saving their own ego. But I can guarantee you, all of them have watched that battle by now.
That's so crazy that we're in a world where you can't even send love to somebody or appreciate somebody for what they do, man.
Well, look, man, if you're scared that you might lose your spot, then you don't give no props. You feel what I'm saying? Me, I'm comfortable. I put in my work. If I got a little bit more work to put in, maybe, but I'm comfortable, bro, and I don't got no problem. I've never had a problem with saying, yo, y'all did some shit up there. It inspired me. Really inspired me.
That's the level of maturity and confidence that you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just sucks when people that, and I've seen it over the years, man. Like, with people that I might have looked up to or just appreciated, they kind of looking at me sideways because they see a threat or because they don't respect what I do. It's like,
look, I'll tell you what. Anytime you see somebody who knows that battle happened, not saying anything about it, take it as a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
I might need to, bro.
Take it as a compliment, bro. I'm telling you. Take it as a compliment. It's out of fear. You know what I mean? It's out of fear. It is what it is, man. But thank you. Thank you, Saga, for coming on and read between the lines. The chat is lighting up. And y'all got any questions for Saga?
Yeah, talk to me if I got a little time, man. What's up, man? I hope y'all enjoyed the battle first and foremost.
Yeah, I know they did. Because I went on live a couple days ago. And as soon as I got on, a lot of people was like, yo, Saga versus Beat Out. Saga versus Beat Out. Let's watch Saga versus Beat Out. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, damn. I can't even throw it up on the screen right now. But we got to get to that. And I thought about it. I was like, yo, why not have them break down their lyrics? Like,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It shows the depth. Like, I learned a lot of things from both of y'all tonight that I didn't hear the first or second time that I watched the battle.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, I would love to know how you felt about, even sitting with all the material after, hitting up me and B-Dot and hearing our breakdown, and even from what you've heard when you first saw it, like, how do you feel about where this battle stands in regards to the climate of hip-hop, bro?
Like I said, man, I think the timing of it is it's too perfect. It's just too perfect. You guys faced each other at a time where the conversation that you had is a conversation I hear on the streets of New York. When you stand amongst certain circles of older black men, and we talk about we talk about lifestyle, we talk about sports, we talk about the things we believe in.
Right.
We talk about where we're at mentally with what's going on out here in these streets. And you guys pretty much touched on everything. It's the same conversation. I'd say B dot representing the sects that are either non Christian, Muslim, Kemetic. There's similarities to his projection. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And
Absolutely.
and your conversation comes from the Christian brothers, the brothers who believe in Christianity, but they still are affected by what's going on outside. And then it was just masterful work, bro. Masterful work.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to believe that, just because we're Christian, that we aren't affected by anything because we're just like in the church and it doesn't apply to us. At the end of the day, like I said, like, I'm a man of God, but I'm also a man of color. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, I hold on to those black roots, man. And even B-Dot said in the interview, he was like watching my tweets to make sure, like where does he stand and everything. And then when he saw that I'm just as frustrated as he is, and I'm in the same place that he is towards wanting to see change and wanting to be a part of that effective change.
Right.
He's like, yo, at the end of the day, like, I looked at it all wrong. I'm not just focused on who he believes in. I'm focused on what he stands on, those same morals and principles. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and just say Jesus got our back. And though I believe that, I also believe we have to do what's right in our power to just bring that change. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I'm definitely hurting like everybody else in this time, bro.
Right. Well, I've come to the understanding that sometimes it takes a mutual enemy to show us how much we have in common.
Right. That's very true.
Real shit. So they're saying Saga, being Yuki said, yo, who's on your list, Saga?
Oh, man. Well, I'll put it like this. Who's on my list? Man, I would love Briz to get out of hiding, but he's gone for a little while. I don't know how long he's going to be going away, but who else on my list, man? Shoot, Twerk. Geechee, man.
You think the people are ready for that, especially with the, and I like what you guys did. I also did a review of the Good versus Evil that you did with Twerk.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that was dope.
Thank you, bro. I feel like we wanted to give the fans something different. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to just give them an experience where, like, we work together to paint a different type of picture and give it a more cinematic feel. Right. But at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. He can still catch this. He can still catch his work, man.
Well, Jesse James wants to know, why don't you acknowledge being an Israelite?
Because I'm not an Israelite. No offense. I follow under Christianity.
Right.
There's like,
But there are Israelites that are following the Christianity.
Yeah. Like, I know I believe Street Hymns follows under that, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But it's not something that I identify myself under. You know what I'm saying?
You ever been to Ancestry.com?
Say it again?
You ever went to Ancestry.com?
No, I haven't.
Well, you can find out, brother. All you gotta do is pay like $200. Find out if your lineage traces back to the Philatians or certain African Jews.
It's definitely worth looking into.
Definitely. Okay, Jesse James, we got that question out the way. Everybody's saying, damn, we forgot about Briz.
Oh yeah, no, Briz is definitely needed in the culture. You know what I'm saying? I feel he needs to just come back and give us that he reminds me of Macho Man. I'm a big wrestling fan, so it's like he gave me the Macho Man feel. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
so I think it's important he comes back to the culture and really shows what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a minute, but I know he ain't coming back until he gets the matchup he feels he needs as redemption. So,
well, word through the grapevine is that negotiation is really not going well.
I thought you about to.
You thought I was gonna say it's
Not
close?
going well?
It's really not going well. That's what I've been hearing.
Jesus, man. Well, if we can't get him back, we'll just appreciate the time we had with him as a battle rapper, because I just don't know, man.
Now my question is do you want to get at Briz because of what happened with Loso?
Oh, no. I wanted to battle Briz for years because he's the only one in my class that I haven't battled. You know what I'm saying? That was my campaign for a minute. I think even before Rookies vs. Vets. You know, I battled T-Top, I battled Prep, I battled Chess. Briz the only one from my class of the top gunners that I haven't battled.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be a dope way to end off the top 5 for that class. You know what I'm saying?
Now you had another battle with Cortez.
Yes.
And that battle was dope.
Yeah,
and you said that was like a tester for you to prepare you for the B-Dot situation.
Absolutely.
Word. Shout out to Cortez. I just wanted to bring that up.
Oh, man, I'm still doing this thing. He never wants to acknowledge me as a Spanish man, but it's all good.
yo, you still... For those of y'all that don't know, the Saga is Puerto Rican.
It's full on, bro. Like my parents, my grandparents on both sides, everything.
You speak Spanish, all that.
I don't speak Spanish, but you know, that's about it. Man, Cortez don't even speak Spanish. You can't hit me with something you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cortez can hit me with the, you're not Spanish,
yo no habla español. Oh, papi. No habla español. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's what's up.
My son crazy. My son's crazy, bro.
All right. So what's next from here? Do you have anything locked in for sure, or you're looking?
No, right now we're just we're waiting to see what happens. I know that there were conversations in regards to Ultimate Madness 2, and I think the conversation around that was that it's not going to be like the first season where it's like a lot of younger cats and newer names. I think it's going to be a lot more solidified names.
Right. And a bigger bag.
Bigger bag, bigger names. So that they've been trying to go back and forth with me about that.
How much did you hear the bag? How much did you hear the bag for that was going to be?
I think the bag was going to either be tripled or something like that, something around there.
I heard $100,000.
Probably, I would assume around that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on numbers myself before I agree to anything. But they say it's going to be a bigger pot in regards to I guess the main winner wins. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Now if it's $100,000,
y'all think Ultimate Madness? Y'all think I should do Ultimate Madness too? Y'all talk to me.
If it's $100,000, definitely. Marco A. Cerner said, "Yo, first off, Math, Feliz, como linos, hermano." Thank you, bro. Yo, Saga, as somebody coming back to the faith, shout out for repping as I watched battle rap. Encouraged. So he's shouting you out for repping the faith.
Whoever that is, man, thank you so much.
His name is Marco. Marco, salute, Marco. Salute.
Marco, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that a lot, bro.
Word. Now, how does this work? If you get into Ultimate Madness and Loso gets in, if by somehow you meet each other in the brackets.
If Loso's in Ultimate Madness and I'm in it, I would pray that we're not in the same bracket. Cause I think it would be dope if we met at the finals. I think that'd be kind of crazy. But we're not in control of that. We just gotta see how it happens. But at the same time, if me and Loso are in the tournament, which I think he's also been contacted for it, like it might come down to, you might see me and Loso eventually down the line, whether it's in the same bracket or at the finals or something. And I'm not the type to, hold back in regards to holding punches. I feel like that'll be robbing people of an experience. So Me and Loso going to get a slugfest, man. We really going to give everybody everything we got.
Wow. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That is what's up. He basically said, Loso, if I meet you in the brackets, I'm going hard. I'm letting you know what the rules is right now before you even be like, nah, we could do something where, we don't really go with it. Nah, we going hard. That's it.
Yeah, bro. Like my whole career since I came back at Sensei Saga has been built off of just giving 110%. You know what I mean? I don't want to let off the gas for anybody, especially knowing that my momentum and my reputation has been put on the line with every battle I have. So, at the end of the day, it's always going to be love with me and Loso, but at the same time, we want to make sure we give people something that they can remember. I'm not going to violate and go personal, but
yeah,
he gonna have to take these punches. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to take these punches.
All right, Jeffrey Oswald said the Horace Grant bar could be triple because Saga is part of the Horsemen.
Oh yeah, of course.
Fire.
Horace Grant, yeah.
Fire.
It's
fire.
Listen, man, they catching